Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tavern Talk at the Golden Feather Tavern. We are Vertek and Chibi, keepers of this fine establishment, and we open our doors every week to other adventurers and travelers in Nevada to join us for a nice chat. So grab yourself a nice mug of ale, mead, hot chocolate, or other delicious beverage of choice, pull up a chair, and join the conversation with us. Today is the 2nd of July 2024, and we're on episode, what is it, 23 now?
Yes.
23. This
not
is
2023, just 23.
not 2023.
23.
Episode 23, Tavern and Chill. And we have currently in here with us, we have a Lloyd. Hello, Lloyd.
We do.
Hello. How's
And,
everybody doing?
Chibi, really quick, I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt and say that your shirt right now, it looks like it's a Team Rocket shirt. It really looks like it's supposed to be an R.
It does.
Yeah, because just the top of the P was showing. It looked like a Team Rocket R.
I forgot what
trouble.
it was, but I make it double.
There you
I
go.
got that part.
Close enough. Close enough.
Hello. I am a bit dancey tonight. I'm excited. I don't know. I'm happy. We've just been chilling. It's been. We're still riding off of the high from the Guild Summit. So tonight we're actually going to do something more like casual than just like, I mean, can you get more casual than casual chit chat? I don't know, but we're doing it.
Extra
regardless.
casual. We are
It's
extra
casual. We are actually, I am looking up how many spins we have to do. We're going to do them. I've added a bunch of stuff to our spinner. We have, because I loved it so much, we have the ability for you to submit a question and we will answer some questions depending on what spin we get. So, to extend our reach up to the stars above. But at least 20 spins, yes. At least, because we do every 5.
Oh my gosh.
So every 5 we do a spin. I sat here and I thought of stuff and I asked ChatGPT to help me because my brain was not throwing mud against the wall well enough.
Brain
And
was
then
not braining.
It gave me some suggestions and then it was just like brain go brr essentially from there. So yeah, we've got Don't Laugh Challenge, which we still have to do, especially since Lloyd is here. We have to do it this time. There's the Incoherent, Bean Boozled, Take a Shot, Talk in Third Person. I should have removed the second Bean Boozled, but whatever. Answer a Q&A from chat. Tell me without telling me. Boss Battle, where you guys have to answer a certain amount of trivia questions within a time frame. Creative Concept, where we work together to come up with creative character ideas and how that might work with the primary, secondary. And then talk about a topic that you guys pick. Wiki Roulette, I Cast Fireball, and PvP shots. A whole lot. But
oh my gosh.
if this excites you, or if you like this, you're meow.
You'd make an amazing Meowth.
That's right.
If this excites you, please feel free to join us and hit that like, subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube, and consider becoming a member to support us, or come hang out and be a part of whatever this is.
Whatever this is.
Whatever this is.
Fair enough. That is the description of these nights sometimes.
Yep. But glad to see you guys in. Welcome in, Absolutely Taco, Clash, Penumbral, Enzo, Laughables.
I love the name.
I can already tell it's going to be a night.
I haven't had anything to drink yet, and that's
makes
the
me
funny
think
thing.
of Lunchables. Like I just
It
crack a little
does,
box
a little
open in the
bit.
middle of the day if I need a laugh real quick. Just close it up. Put it back in the lunchbox.
Aberrat! Thank you.
Aberrat,
Well,
thank
that's at
you.
least one more. I
Yeah,
haven't
that's
even
another one.
counted. Welcome in to Wild Stars.
Didn't you guys get
Search.
like
Wild
50
Stars Reach. Wild Stars
Subs
Reach.
from Anonymous,
Wait.
aka Steven.
I thought I
Yeah.
said search. My bad. Wait, I don't know. We don't know if it's from Stevens or Anons.
Yeah,
But yeah, I said
absolutely.
it's Anonymous, aka Steven. So
Yeah, it's always just think of the anonymous gifts as gifts from Steven.
Oh my gosh, I don't know about that. Who is the Lloyd? The Lloyd is a content creator who recently started making content this year, and
The
he's
Lloyd.
expecting to make a lot more content once Ashes goes live. Because what kind of content do you make, Lloyd?
I make mostly guides and kind of like how-tos, but a lot of it's going to be related towards like just general gameplay, just kind of being entertaining. I believe me and my guild want to do some sort of like red versus blue type of stuff in Ashes of Creation, so that'll be kind of fun. Do like little role play skits and whatnot. So
Yeah.
there'll be a lot of stuff. There'll be some entertaining stuff, some just regular learn how-tos, and eventually, if I can get enough of a community, I would like to start doing tournaments and start doing like esports shoutcasting and stuff like that. That would be really cool.
So is shoutcasting like he's going around the bend, he's being attacked? Is that shoutcasting?
Yeah, it'd be like the fighter charges in with a blitz, and he bounces. The ranger bounces out with the disengage, and then they were waiting for it. Another ranger comes over and airstrikes them,
Hi,
and then the
warrior.
mage jumps in, blinks in with the cone of cold and blizzard on top to do a burst of damage. Like that's kind of like you just hype up the fight that's going on. And you kind of explain what's going on to the audience. Like if you've ever seen the Legend of Korra, where it's like the 50s radio host talking about the little arena fight.
Okay.
I'm going. Yeah, I had a couple buddies back in the SOTOR days where they had a Twitch thing going. One of their days in the week was called "This is why noobs don't random," and they said we're just bad, so we just hit random, and we're gonna do just as well as if we played our main character. So. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a train wreck, but they always called it out like it was some like esport main event.
That's
Kinda
awesome.
hilarious.
So,
I love this stuff like that.
do you want the good news or the bad news?
Yes.
Both.
Okay. So, first off, the good news is, holy cow, you guys! I believe we are one away from 180 subs altogether. So,
Holy mackerel.
what the Vec? Some might
What the
say.
heck?
What the heck?
What the Vec? And the good news is, because we're that one away, we're almost to 26 spins.
Okay, so we're just doing spins this entire show and then next week too.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how many we get through. So, you know, I have to roleplay as a Lunchable. Oh my god. Flashed.
Oh, Clash.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.
That's
Another
another
spin.
spin. So,
Oh my
1, 2,
gosh.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
So-
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 25, 26 spins.
So we're going to be doing spins, nothing but this episode, next week, and the week after is what we're doing here. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers
Thank
to
you.
that.
Yes. And we're going to have so much fun with it. So I'm getting dizzy already, right? I'll have to roleplay as a Lunchable in Hall's Tavern. Neil's Tavern. Nice. I love it.
I'm just
He's
a
like-
little fruit roll up.
Take a cracker with ham and cheese along with a laugh and a Snickers. And I said, you're not yourself when you're hangry.
It's true story. It's true story. Yeah, I saw that. I got a good chuckle out of it. Oh my goodness. So I guess should
Chat
we?
should help me out with my second roleplay question because I'm stumped for the
Oh,
the
yeah.
OP thing.
For those that don't know, we are already putting out for a roleplay summit. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I can share the link. Otherwise, I have to redo the announcement on it because Discord decided to hide my announcements channel. I had to make a new announcements channel. That was fun. But Yeah, so Lloyd is currently filling out his submission to join us for the roleplay summit, which is going to be August 17th. I don't know what time. So, Mandalorian. Oh my god, I love that.
Oh yeah. The Mandalorian. I missed the Mandalorian helmet.
I love it. That's awesome.
There
and
was
RP Summit.
I forget if it was a point redeem or if it was a charity stream, but I think it was the charity. Yeah, it was the charity stream. You could donate to have him put on the Mandalorian helmet.
The roleplay.
Laughables,
What?
thank you.
On what date? Aw, thank you, Laughables. I messaged you about it. Wow. Yes, it is going to be August 17th. It's our roleplay summit. We just hosted our guild summit, but now because it's an mmorpg, we want to talk about roleplay. So consider what kind of things people want to see in a roleplay for an MMO. Cool. But Bochi, if you would like to join us, just let us know because you're not in the queue area. So if not, I'm gonna take you being in general as you don't want to hang out with us on here, but in case there's anybody that wants to hang out in chat, that's where you are.
Yeah, because last time we sniped you out of the general chat there, you were not all about that being on stream chatting live, so we don't want to yank you out of general. But if you're in the live stream queue, we'll know you're looking to come on.
Yeah, Laughables. I'm opening this one up. This is our first time opening it up to just anybody. So I hope that it's not like too bad because like this will be our first time. But we are going to be having a hangout session beforehand just to kind of feel y'all out if we haven't met you before.
Yeah. So we can't pull. We made a mistake at least once where we just kind of pulled in, literally, folks that we had very few interactions with, and
yep,
may not have turned out so well. So we want to at least hang out and get to chatting with people before pulling them in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna just snooze this ad one more time real quick. But so. How today is going to go. We have over on our Twitch, we have the submit a question enabled. That is only 10 channel points. Easy enough. If you follow us, you get 300, I believe. You need that vibe check. Yeah, exactly. We need that vibe check. Keep an eye on that Lloyd guy. I know, right? So lewd. Weird.
Me? Weird. I'm
crazy
perfect.
guy.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, it's 100 points? Okay, well, if it's 100 points, that's still 10 questions that you can ask with that. And then just chatting in stream gives you more. For those of you on not the Twitch, just put a Q in front of your question and I will add it for you. But to Vertec, shall we start with Don't Laugh Challenge since one of them was supposed to be a Don't Laugh Challenge and we haven't done it?
Yeah, do we have one to do?
Yeah, I sent it to you and it broke OBS last time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I tried to load it in.
Oh, you
and
were
just
saying 100%. Oh, got it.
Everything exploded.
Yeah, Laughables, I agree.
All right, well, let's see.
While you're getting that, though, I would like to remind everybody, we do have a feedback form if you watched our guild summit. If you could please take a moment to fill that out, that would mean the world to me. That was weird. Sorry.
Mic drop.
No, did you hear that too?
Yeah.
That must have been a firework outside because I felt like my.
Yeah.
I felt like my.
Oh yeah, July 4th.
My desk shake a little bit, and it sounded really loud, and I was just sitting here like, what was that?
It's almost America's birthday, so
it's almost America's birthday. Link for the feedback. Yeah, sorry, I was getting that when the pop happened, and it absolutely distracted the crap out of me. I am so sorry. It's also on the VOD, but here's the link just in case. Anyway. So Lloyd submitted this one. You're welcome. There's also the other one. I think I had sent you a little while ago, Vertec, with the British couple or the British couple that are not like a couple, but the two people that do the thing
The
together.
pair of individuals.
The pair of individuals, yeah, that one. I thought that would also be a funny one to do. I submitted my feedback for the summit. It was amazing. Ah, thank you, Clash. I appreciate
thank
that.
you.
Thank you for submitting that. That means a lot.
Much appreciated. And yeah, that feedback definitely helps out because we made a bunch of changes the people apparently liked a lot from the last summit to this one that we just recently had. So we're looking to improve every single time.
Hype train. Thank you for the hype train. You guys are super amazing.
We need to get something in the bot for hype trains. To do something cool.
Hype train. Yeah, exactly. So, it really was. These tours so awesome. Oh, thank you, Oris. So far, I have 4 roleplay and MMO. Do you prefer following thematic story with roles, or would you rather use gameplay as a roleplay leap? Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm asking chat what other question I should submit, so hopefully they can help me out.
Yeah, you know what, Laughables, you gotta start somewhere. And you know, between Vertec and Vertec, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I am the one that's like way more into roleplay than Vertec is. Vertec's like, I can kind of do some stuff and things, but I'm like, I will legit get in character. If I have the right table, I would totally do it. And I totally am patient when it comes to like other people trying to get into that as well. Because you got to start somewhere, and it feels weird. It really feels weird at first, but then, you know, with the right group of people, you end up getting more comfortable, and then you just have fun with it.
Yeah, I tend to fall out of character. I just become me after about 5 minutes of roleplay.
Yeah.
I just make my character pretty close to me as a person, and then I just give it a little voice, and we're good.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. I had to make it just like, okay, it's me, but I'm more smartass than normal.
Yeah, you gotta like hyperbolize like a characteristic of yourself.
Yeah. All right, I don't know what to do with this one. Is there a subject or guideline for the roleplay? The roleplay summit is for people who have roleplayed in some manner, either in an MMO, not in an MMO, and want to come talk about things that they think Ashes of Creation would like, what kind of things would be cool for Ashes of Creation as a role player, or about role playing in general. And you submit 2 questions, and the idea is kind of like, you know, what kind of tools should Ashes have that would help you as a role player? How do you feel about such and such with role playing, etc.? Different things like that.
Yeah. What's the current state of roleplay in the community without the game being live? Do you think it's gonna be better? Because by the time we do the roleplay thing, in theory, we might have some Alpha 2 to be, you know, played and see what kind of tools are in there.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, is somebody was like, do you think that having like the roleplay summit in August is going to be affected one way or the other? And I was like, well, the good news is if Alpha 2 is before the guild summit, they would have had a time to like sit in the game and test it out. If it's not before the summit, we can still, theory craft and come up with ideas on like what could be fun. A2 drops tomorrow, so no. The video for their dev stream drops tomorrow, but we can only hope about A2. At least
no,
a date
remember
or something.
Warrior, it was like 5 minutes from a couple hours ago. So.
Oh my gosh. I did theater, and it helped me to put myself into someone else's shoes. I like that. That's actually really helpful. Yeah. I think roleplay in taverns would be the shiz. That would be fun. I think so. I know some people were talking about there being VoIP for taverns, and I think that could be really fun too. I'm just worried. Tomorrow we get a month of September. Get the month of September. Oh, you think so? Is that you think they're gonna give us a month?
I think they have to give us at least a month. Like, yeah. Is it August or September, or are we delayed? Like that's what I'm waiting to hear.
I like how those are the only options. There's not even like end of July. It's just August or September. There's so many people that were like, July 1st, let's go. And I was like, oh, that's some That's some huge hopium right there. When we've heard nothing leading up to it. You know I'm right. How dare you? Void makes my back sweat, but I think we need it. Yeah, that's fair. Throw us a bone.
All right. I am getting this vid all set up here. This is taking me a minute though.
Are you gonna share it in the chat with us in the Discord?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna see if I can make it work.
Q3 2026. Anduin, you're
what
killing me.
are you trying to do to us? What are you trying to do?
You're killing me.
Anduin has been full of doomerism in our GS chat. I've been trying to hopium up us.
Aw.
For the coming month. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's not doing that.
What are you doing?
He's just trying to lower expectations. That's it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Oh yeah, by the way, just in case you guys didn't know, if you would like to join our Discord, here's our Discord link. Yeah, right? For full release. That's more like it.
I do think 2027 is a realistic time frame for release.
It's kind of funny because then it kind of goes along the idea of Ashes 2077.
Oh, that's true. We just flipped the 7 around.
Yeah, just 2027. I used to DM D&D regularly. My group was huge into RP, and the gameplay itself was the shenanigans they get into for the sake of staying in character. Oh my gosh, I had a character or a game where my players were so suspicious of everything. There's this cute little duck walking down the street. I was just explaining the environment. They're like, that duck is suspicious.
He's the big bad evil.
He's the big bad evil. I'm gonna kill him. And I was like, okay. I halfway considered like making up a druid of the forest who gets angry at them for killing the poor defenseless animals that were doing nothing. And then that becomes the big bad evil. But the group didn't last that long.
Womp womp.
Okay, gotta get my pots and pans put away. Okay, have a good one. Give players the tools and they'll make their own fun. Exactly.
Take care, friendo.
And if you guys have any questions that you want us to answer, it could be, what do you want to play in Ashes? It could be just anything, really. Feel free to submit your question. I'm not trying to push you guys to, but I'm trying to integrate a new thing. So I might bring it up a little often right now. Just because I think it's a really cool idea and I want to do it. I think it would be fun.
Yeah, you guys put in a lot of work for stuff like that. So, I get to watch a stream.
All right, there we go.
Yes,
can you see that?
I can.
Can now, yeah.
Okay, now can you hear it?
I can if I
unmute it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Me and Chibi, same wavelength.
Cool. All right, then we're good to go.
Real quick, Laughables, is that a question you're asking us to like answer? Because if so, could you use the channel point redeem?
Unmute it.
Yeah. Please and thank you.
Me and Chibi, same wavelength.
Cool. All right, then. And you know what? For this here, I could probably duplicate that.
No, you're all good. I'm just trying to. It's a new thing. I'm trying to integrate it, so like it's gonna take a little bit. There you go, champion of the hill. Okay, we're apparently fighting.
If I'm not playing Lloyd.
Oh, hey, that's all right. That gives me a chance to actually adjust that now to fit the things it needs to fit.
Yeah, just like that, Laughables. Thank you. I appreciate that.
If I'm not playing Lloyd in the Dumb and Dumber remake, then what am I doing?
Who is going to win? That is the bigger question. It's funny because I can hear us through Vertex live stream. Like
that's what I'm hearing too. I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, what is happening?
Oh.
It's not very loud. It's just because it's Chrome. And if you're showing a Chrome tab, any Chrome tab audio will come through. So I can share you guys my personal like YouTube Chrome where I've been playing medieval lo-fi
Yeah.
radio in the Discord while I'm working.
Is that better?
And then if I'm checking TGF's YouTube on another Chrome
Yes.
like profile, it's just yeah. But yeah, it's gone. To answer your question, sorry. Who's the winner? Rootbeard is the winner with
Not
the
it, 'cause
foam
I didn't join
finger.
this time.
Damn it. I lost.
Telling you. Foam fingers and donuts.
and sandals.
What dogs? Get your what dogs?
All right.
All right. Let's see here. So,
I think I've yammered enough.
shall we then? But the don't laugh.
Yes. Also,
shall.
Lloyd, if you laugh, you lose.
You
You're
laugh,
part
you
of this.
lose. That's it. It's game over.
No chuckling for me.
Nope.
No chuckling for you.
None.
Super serious.
All right. So
I
I,
can
guess
definitely do that, Enzo.
I guess we maybe do half of this one. So we do like 6 minutes of it. In case we get another one later, we can start this one off again at like the 5.5. Yeah, I guess it's 5.5. Okay.
That works.
5:30.
By the way, Enzo, Lo-Fi Girl made the medieval lo-fi, and we actually asked them, like we emailed them to see if we were allowed to use their music for our channel. Waiting to hear back though.
Yeah. Without them charging us $5,000 or something for licensing.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, but I love it. It fits our tavern theme really well. But
Well,
they're not non-copyright music, so I can't use it unless they give me permission.
Yeah, you should have seen the questionnaire. It was like, do you have 0 to 100 viewers? 100 to
Yeah, I wish I
1,000,
could
1,000 to
just share it.
7,000.
You're welcome, Enzo. I wish I could just share an image in here, but the link has exactly what she's wearing. It's like I don't know how to explain it. You'll see. You'll see. Okay, I'll quiet now. We'll listen.
Okay. Ready, set. Here we go.
Super serious.
Oh,
Oh,
nope.
no.
Never mind. Hold on. I gotta do it this way.
So this is my favorite duo.
So I folded. I forgot. Oh, $5.
ad.
Oh.
Make a difference in this election.
Thanks, Obama.
No.
Thanks,
bye.
Obama.
Very cute. Oh, little doggy. Oh. You imagine.
She knows she's like trying to scurry through.
Yeet.
Oh.
Oh, I laughed.
You
Damn it.
imagine, though,
Oh
you're sitting
no.
on your, like,
That sucks.
What'd I miss?
couch at home, you're scrolling through TikTok,
They kept trying to
and you
take
see
Photo bomb.
photos, and this lady plus a dog kept going behind them.
Oh, okay. I thought there was something else besides that because it was like a sudden. Oh.
So funny. Her face.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
you can, and you can see her like.
Photo bomb.
like,
Twice. Not once, but twice.
Oh, And the background of the Sydney Harbour Bridge and stuff. Oh.
To be fair, like we can't be
I'm-
walking around this world.
I'm not very good at this either. I'm trying really hard.
I've seen a few
This couple,
you
like this set of people usually make me laugh really hard though.
I'm like, you're in front of a castle.
Disneyland.
Like you're where everyone wants to get a photo. Like I appreciate.
I think it's the
that.
Australian accent.
On flights and tickets and hotels.
500, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, she almost got me at the beginning. That was an interesting start.
Don't tell
Can I
Yeah.
lick your ear?
Oh, that's me. Home clothes.
No. Yeah, that's my reaction.
Sweet.
Oh no!
Hey, hun, did you get something out of the car? She's like, fuck off.
Can you just come here for a sec? No. I'm gonna put
putting
my
my
home
nightie
on.
No.
That is me 100%, though. 100%.
If you want to do like, for those people taking Tony home,
Yeah.
don't plan anything on the first 5 minutes because
No, I've got to put my nightie on.
she has to this doesn't just happen.
No.
So she has to de-dress,
Yes.
nightie on. and-
De-dress? Undress, some people call it.
I'm not from France.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not
Right,
fucking-
Enzo.
Oh.
No.
Mum.
Get the fuck out of the.
That's yes.
Photographer
That's a
just
shame.
quack.
Hi, Doge.
Also, he's also
Hey.
marry me sign with the
Eiffel
Tower.
Tower.
Fuck
Right.
off.
done so much work for that shot.
Piss
Can I
off.
just say,
Back
though,
off.
I thought,
Back
'cause
off.
it said my mum during the proposal. Can you go right to the beginning of that video and hit play?
I know, Enzo. I know.
Agreed, Enzo.
It was the mum driving past, being like, yo! The mum's got
That's
a
funny.
low rider and she's fucking driving past.
So our cousin didn't know about the proposal.
And we knew she'd be extra. Oh.
Oh yes.
Seen this one.
Wait, I think I've seen this one.
Here we go. Oh my god.
He mugged her and pulled her away. That's so great.
Oh my god. So I thought that the one that was extra was the one being proposed
No,
to.
no.
That it's just a bystander.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right.
my
So
God.
I just
I failed.
like how he had
Absolutely.
to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Basically dragged her off. You see her eyes popping out the whole time.
Yeah.
She's like, what's going on?
Like what?
And then
what?
like
what?
that look went from what's going on to oh my god, it's happening.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Man. No.
At least
That's
one of them
no.
understood the assignment, right? I know. You almost got me, Lloyd, with that. You almost got me. We'll save the other half for later after we do a couple spins if we get another don't laugh. But then I honestly think you should use Lloyd's video.
Okay. Which one?
Oh, it's the Lethal Company one.
Mm-hmm.
The
See if I
Lethal
can
Company one.
resend it to you.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'll resend it to you.
Could you just put it in the shared chat one maybe?
Yeah.
But we got to do a couple spins. We have more than a couple spins. That removed one. That was one spin. There we go. We
I
have
got rid of
25
one.
now.
All right.
25 more spins to go.
Boop.
Let me get my pen. My pen's over there. Hold on. Okay, my pen.
All right. You ready?
I am ready.
I think it's this one.
Dang man, some random yeah. A lot like it's hard. It's hard to do a don't laugh challenge because a lot of them these days are not that funny to us.
Yeah.
Ooh, the production value. Thank you.
All right, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready for spins?
Always.
All right. Ready, set, go.
That's
That
not
sounded-
sarcastic, but I meant it.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
All right, chat. You have to. I'm gonna put up a vote after this, but talk in third person, okay?
Ooh.
Someone's gonna have to talk in third person.
Vertex favorite.
Oh, it's not gonna be me. Totally. Here comes another spin.
Right, Laughables? Yeah, I'm good for you just to go.
Wiki roulette.
Okay, Wiki Roulette, got it.
Bzzz. PvP shots.
VP shots.
Tell me without telling me.
Tell me without telling me.
I am watching on your stream, so I am getting spoiled.
Oh, incoherent. No, don't laugh challenge. It was right on the line. Okay.
Don't laugh challenge. Okay.
Hello, Yerd. How's it going?
Hi.
Bean boozled. If you don't have any bean boozled, Lloyd, you need to go buy some right now.
Being boozled.
About that.
How about that?
I had a fireball shot. That's about it.
Another
That's why
bean
the
boozled.
don't laugh challenge works for you. Another being boozled. Okay.
We've got another tell me.
Tell me without telling me. Okay.
Without
Enzo,
telling
you
Lloyd.
would say, or I would say, tell Vertec without telling Vertec.
Huh?
And then we
Hi,
got
nice.
Enzo was asking, how do you say tell me without telling me? in third
Oh
person?
yeah. Okay. I see it now.
answer a Q&A.
Answer a Q&A.
Nice.
And
What
that's
up?
why I'm actually asking you guys to submit questions through the question redeem, because that's why we'll answer one of them from that.
All right, we got
Also, thank you so much, Doge, for the follow and
Fossil Battle.
boss battle. So that's only 10.
Okay, 10. We'll do 12 for right now. Another boss battle.
Boss battle times 2.
I feel like I'm playing a gotcha game.
Right?
Can I have double copy with my shot of hopium?
And we got I cast Fireball. All right.
Fireball. I think we start off with the fireball.
Fireball and PvP shots.
Yeah.
That'll help
Yeah.
the Don't Laugh challenge be funnier for somebody at least.
Hey.
How do we do the roll off for the PvP shots?
So you can do exclamation mark roll D20,
chat?
I think. Yep.
Or in Discord?
Yeah, look at chat.
Oh, okay.
Yep, in Twitch.
Be right back.
I got a 6.
I got a 14.
Fuck.
Wah, wah, wah,
Alright,
wah, wah.
Vertec, you need to roll a 5 or lower.
I'll try. My dice are king though.
Ooh. I'm a DM. I always get shitty rolls. Let's be real. 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta take 2
take
shots?
that. No, that was for one. That was for one.
Well, fireball and then
Oh yeah,
boss
yeah,
battle.
yeah. Because the fireball too. Oh, Bochi got a 20.
The boss battle is actually a different thing. The fireball is the only shot one so far.
Oh,
The
okay,
PvP
okay.
shots.
The PvP shots and then the fireball, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But
Sorry.
he said boss
I said
battle.
boss battle,
Gotcha,
but I meant
gotcha.
PvP shots. Vertec
Yeah, so-
understood.
I knew what you were talking about.
Vertec even called it, yeah.
Oh,
I hope you guys like that.
I'll be
Can
right
you
back.
tell that I'm a MMO nerd or like a D&D nerd? I like everything to do with that stuff. I'm gonna have both my shots be fireball though, I think. I kind of
Yeah, I don't really
stole the
want to mix
fireball bottle.
Jameson with fireball. That would be pretty bad. So I think I'm gonna stick with fireball.
Yeah. Trust me,
I don't have
TV,
a
we can
shot
tell.
glass.
Okay. I'm
I
glad.
guess I'm just gonna chug it.
How bad is fireball? Never had it, honestly. I love fireball. Just one shot, just one each. Yeah, because one shot is the I cast fireball. That's automatically a shot. Yeah, go ahead. And then the PvP shot is the other one. I think we all know you're an MMO nerd too. Okay. Way to call me out.
Oh my god, I haven't had this since I was like 24. It's been bad.
Fireball equals whiskey and antifreeze.
Basically,
Fireball
yeah.
Big Doug. Hey, Paranot, look.
Didn't they ban
you
it
can-
in EU because it had antifreeze in it?
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's
I just know
yeah.
it's
I
like
think they
cinnamon
did.
based. Does it have antifreeze? That's weird.
Well, it has like components of antifreeze, yeah. But yeah,
That's weird.
that's one shot down. One more.
Well, I was waiting
Cheers.
for Vertec to take mine.
Oh,
Antifreeze makes it sweat. Wow, that's crazy. I say that, but I love it too. It tastes exactly like a red hot candy. It does, Luffables. It does.
it
Also,
does.
welcome
Or like the
in,
red hot
Paranot.
bubble gum.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, Paranot, honestly, buying the big jug like that, I mean, knowing that this was added to our roll, hey, we're just cost saving at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, Big
Vertec, are
Red.
you ready for your shot?
Oof. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yeah, Vertec is wearing a Santa. I think that's the
Christmas in July.
Is that the
Nope,
Christmas
not Santa
Vader
Pug.
shirt? Santa Vader.
I figured
I
why
find your
not
lack
Christmas
of
in July.
cheer
Hoping for some gifts
disturbing.
tomorrow on stream.
Yep. Oh my gosh, no, we won't. You're so silly.
I'm just hoping they end up saying, yeah, we got some dates for you. Hopeful thinking.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Here you go. Ready? Cheers.
Um,
Ugh.
Oh yeah, let me
Okay.
get the actual background music going again.
Fireball. Done. And the last one
Speaking
was
of DJ,
the
thank you for the reminder there,
We need-
Laughables.
PPP
We need
shot.
some
Okay.
of that Turgo hype music that he's got going on in his
Shot,
stream.
shot,
I was laughing
shot.
so
Right?
hard.
Oh,
Right.
Turgo is so crazy with the hype.
Oh, hey, Vladis is here. Let's bring him in.
Vladis.
Vladis, you have to take an obligatory shot now.
Yep.
Oh,
It's required.
He's
I
like,
have-
I'm trying to be a dad and shit.
Why you gotta try and be responsible? Jeez.
It could be
I
a
have my
shot of
water.
water. You don't have to tell us.
There you go. Water shots. Let's go. Getting crazy.
oh, damn, that's strong. It's good.
Actually, when I was bartending, fun story.
It's that mineral water.
Whenever somebody would come up to the bar and ask, and I'd be like, "What do you want?" and they'd be like, "Surprise me," I would just give them a glass of water, and they'd be like, "What's this?" I was like, "Wait, are you
Surprise.
Are you surprised?
I have to
Oh
take
no.
three.
You
Oh,
gotta
heck.
take three.
3 shots of my water. I got to slow down.
I know, man, going crazy.
Gotta start switching over to the purified water. The minerals are gonna be too much for you here in a minute.
That's true.
Um,
What y'all
we-
talking about tonight?
We are talking about randomness because of how many subs we've gotten in the last week alone.
Oh shit!
We are doing
That's
a bunch
awesome.
of yeah, it's crazy. It's like we have 25 spins, we're doing 12 at the moment. We'll eat through these and see
That's
what
awesome.
we're doing. But I need you guys to tell me who needs to talk in third person, and you know what? I'm opening this to guests too. So guests are now also on the menu.
Oh.
I'm ready.
Who talks in third person? Vertec, Chibi,
Oh my gosh.
Lloyd, or Vladis.
If you guys are looking for entertainment value, don't pick Chibi. I don't think she's ever messed up one of those.
If you are looking for entertainment value,
Don't
Vertec
choose
gets really
Vertec.
frustrated.
No, don't choose Vertec. It's a terrible idea
Yep,
as well.
the poll is up at the top of the screen. So far, we have one vote for everybody but Vladis. 2 votes for Lloyd now.
I haven't voted. Should I vote?
Yeah, if you don't want it to be you. Nobody's voted. Wow, nobody's voted for Vladis.
Oh
That's
wow,
interesting.
nobody wants
Yeah.
Vladis to talk in the third
3
person.
for Vertex.
Thank you, guys.
3
Chat,
for
you're goated.
Lloyd.
Getting that easy
no.
life.
What are y'all doing?
Uh oh.
No, I shouldn't have said anything.
It's at the top. I think if you click it, unless you're on your phone, but go ahead and give us your vote if you're on your phone, because that might be why. If I don't know, Twitch and phones and polls just are mean. Never mind. I'm
They do
just
not work.
blind. Aw.
Oh my gosh, we're
Nope.
tied right
Oh.
now.
Vertec versus Lloyd.
Uh-oh.
If I have to, I'll settle this in a PvP shot.
Ooh, that would be pretty cool.
Oh man, oh no,
there
you've
was
seen
a
my
new
dice
menu in
perform.
the- there
You've
was a
seen my
menu in the way-
dice.
Oh, fair.
It's actually a good percentage of people in the chat that actually voted.
Yeah. We got 4 for Vertec, 2 for me, 4 for Lloyd, 2 for Vladis.
Oh my gosh.
So
We have to roll off.
4v4. Another champion of the
Champion
hill.
of
Oh
the
man.
hill.
Champion of the hill going.
Y'all
All
are
right,
out
all
for
right, all
blood
right.
tonight. We're active chatters. I
Join.
love it. This is amazing. This is awesome. Thank you guys. All right, the vote is coming to a close, and it looks like we're gonna have a PvP battle between Vertec and Lloyd.
Oof.
Dude, my rolls are so shit.
Winner takes
right.
shots. Loser has to talk in fifth person. Sorry.
How does the
Vertec
person talk in fifth person? that would be
actually
interesting.
won.
Well.
I was watching it and it went 1 extra tick for Vertec, so Vertec has 5 votes now. So I read that. My bad.
Oh man, at the very
Vertec,
last
you have to
second.
talk in third
Holy
person.
mackerel.
Yep, very last second.
Was that you,
Vertec.
Laughables? Did you finally sneak in there at the end?
He
You're
probably
like
did.
watching a countdown.
Maybe it was Oris. Redo that now.
Just, like, throw your roll d20 in chat.
Oh, just
Me,
see who would've won?
lowercase.
All right, all right.
All right, who's gonna win?
Fuck.
But I still be yeah. See,
Oh, not just for that. You have to take another shot.
Rip.
huh? What?
Not you, Lloyd,
Oh,
because you
oh,
lost.
okay. Gotcha.
You know,
Block.
go ahead.
Clash with the
And-
plunger.
All right, Vertec, are you ready?
Vertec is
Are
ready.
you ready? All right,
Vertec is
3,
ready.
2, 1. Starting your 5-minute
Close.
countdown.
Let's see if
Oh,
Ugh.
restarting.
let's see if Vertec can do this.
Restart. Starting
Well.
now.
Gross.
I've never talked in third person before, so it would be really hard.
Already?
is-
I know he lasted like 2 seconds.
It is tricky unless you can keep on top of it. Vertec is not
Chibi's
so
used to
great
that.
on keeping on top of it.
I have a lot of fun with it. Yes, thank you everybody for the votes. Thank you.
Good votes,
now, what would be
everyone says
funnier?
Enzo.
What would be funnier is if we had to answer a question while Vertec is talking in third person.
Now try
So many,
talking in
that's what
fifth
she said.
person.
Fifth person.
Well,
Vertec's
so we'll
trying to
have
think.
we'll have Vertex talk in fifth person on my 1v1 tomorrow. How about that?
There we go.
Oh. Wait, Vladis, you got like
Vertec-
3 1v1s queued up this week?
Vertec, tell me
well,
Vertex
what
is-
you like.
a reverse one with you coming up
Yep.
Saturday. Then I have a bonus episode
We're
tomorrow
on
with
tomorrow.
with the Golden Feather, and then I have on Friday talk to Richie.
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 Shush.
I love it.
Hi,
I love it.
Magic.
Wait, so you're doing a 1v2 tomorrow, actually. That's crazy.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask, is it technically, are we gonna call it a 1v2 again?
Yeah, 100%.
1v2, 2v1, 1v2.
No, 2v1 was when he was on ours.
1v2.
Fair enough,
1v2.
fair enough.
Come on,
Oh,
Vertec, talk.
See, Vertec was trying to slide by just letting Vladis talk about his show.
Uh-huh.
Because, you know, being a guest in the Discord, Vertec had to be nice and let Vladis
Was after
talk.
that 4th? Yeah, the 4th of July. Enzo says, Vertec, tell me about some things you like.
Vertec likes music. Vertec likes skateboarding to the point that he thought about buying another skateboard here because it's been a long time.
And then I
But-
told him that he needs to be careful because he's probably gonna hurt himself. It's been a while.
Vertec
Ooh,
would
if
never.
I were to go into your car, Vertec, and we were going to drive somewhere, what music would I be listening to?
Well, the
in your
first
car.
thing that would
EDM.
pop up is Res Radio. Res Radio would be on Vertec's phone right
I
meow.
like Rive right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm weird. Vertec likes bits.
Thank you. Vertec does like bits. Thank you so much, Yuri. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Yurt, so
And
much.
cheers to you.
Cheers. So, Vertec, for the people that don't know, what are you planning on playing in Ashes of Creation?
Vertec's going to be the very bestest Vec ever.
Vec what?
Very bestest Vec tank.
Tank. Do you have any secondaries that
Vanguard.
you want to do?
Yes, Vanguard. The Vertec is going to be the very best Vec Vanguard.
Oh my god, that is the craziest alliteration. Vertex
Vertex
Vanguard.
Vanguard.
Vertec the Vec Vanguard.
It's funny
like
because
another,
pockets. Go ahead.
Be like another continuation of V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
Yes.
V for Beck.
Mm.
V for Vanguard.
Vivaciously.
Vivacious.
See, now I have to come up with
Vivacious
a
Beck
long.
Vanguard named Vertex.
Now Vertec has to come up with a long poem of alliteration akin to the V for Vendetta.
That's funny.
Vertex.
I love it.
Vertec the Vanguard. See, Invera and stuff, Victorious and whatnot. But it's got to be better than that. I can't think of it.
Oh,
I
oh.
I pulled
No.
up the poem if you want.
You said I can't think right now. You were so
Oh my god,
close.
Vertex. If I pull up that that part from V for Vendetta, can you recite it? The speech he gives?
Starting over
Oh, like
now.
if it's on the screen, then yes,
Here,
Vertec
I
could
can
read
send it
it.
to you in a message. I have it.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
I'm putting it in the group chat.
You were so close.
Oh, Lowdy. Okay.
I'm definitely working voluptuous in there. Yeah, exactly.
This is all for our
Technologist,
entertainment, by the
thank
way.
you for the raid. Welcome in, friends.
Hello.
Raiders.
Welcome
Leave your
in.
weapons at the door and join us for a warm meal or two. Welcome into the Golden Feather Tavern.
You
had
caught
that
us
on
at
lock.
just the right time. Vertec was about to stepping out of the requirement for the moment. I am Vertec, just so you know. I am currently required to speak in the third person. Okay, now I'm going back into the
I'm
requirement.
currently required to speak in the third person.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can
So
do that.
Vertec
Tankologist. Welcome in, by the way.
is required to
Vertec's
speak in the
talking
third
in
person.
and
But,
he's doing a what are you reading? A poem?
Yes, the big poem thing from V for Vendetta.
I like the giggles in there.
I just want to know how somebody and if somebody actually memorized all that in one go, or if that was actually a couple takes. It was probably
sorry,
one
Vertec.
take. Oh no.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sure Hugo Weaving did it in one, or he memorized. He always memorizes all his
This
stuff.
is a hard challenge for Vertec. I feel so bad.
Yes, I do
go
believe.
again.
And yes, that one was on purpose because I'm going to get it out of my system once more.
3, 2, 1, 5 minutes.
Vertec
Voila.
thinks that the last time he completed this, it took about 4 resets or 5 resets.
Did. It did. It took so
Oh
many.
my god.
We need a counter. Instead
Vertec must speak Neanderthal.
Instead
Oh,
of
lordy.
a death counter for things like Elden Ring, we need a counter for how many times Vertec has to restart talking in third person.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Tankologist, how many
I can send you
how
my
many miles
Elden
did you
Ring
walk
counter.
today? By the
Yes,
way,
rest your feet, Tankologist.
how many miles did you walk today? Did you put
And yeah,
in
that
another
sounds
8?
great, Lloyd.
8.5.
Why
Nice,
say mini
nice.
word? That's a lot of
awesome.
miles. Why say mini word
Fantastic.
when little word do trick?
True.
We need a bit redeem for this. For what? What do you need a bit
Why
redeem?
big
for him
word,
to,
small word, good.
for him to talk
Third
in
person.
third person? I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll make a bit redeem. How many
Vertec
bits
hates
do you
you
think
right
it
now.
should be? Hey, I didn't say.
I think-
GB is the
I
devil.
think doing it for like 2 minutes would be a. I mean, 5 minutes is a long time.
200
It is
bits.
a long time.
Five-
Oh, that'd be
5
way
minutes.
too
200, let's
easy.
say 20,000 bits.
That's a lot of money.
I would-
Vertex.
It-
I would
it
say
is,
I would
it
say
is.
10,000 would be okay. 10,000 would
That's
be
still a lot
alright.
of money.
For 1 minute? For 1 minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Fair.
So let's see here. Let's see if I can get through this V for Vendetta rant,
Oh.
one might say.
I gotta start it over.
Damn.
All right, to be easy on you.
Oh,
be easy on you.
lordy.
This will be the last time we restart it, and then I'll give you a pity, but you have to take a shot as a penalty.
Gladys, how do you feel coming into the shit show?
We'll see what happens. I'm gonna see if I can do it this time.
All right, I'm starting it in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, Vertec is looking up how to pronounce one or two of these words.
I am, and though mainly because I don't get to bully Vertec too often. He gets to bully me all the time, though.
Yeah, some of those
trying to
words
look up
are-
how to pronounce
Tenacious.
salty.
visage, vexation, vivified, vanquish.
Yeah.
Which one are you trying to look up?
Vichy
It's a hard,
Vichy
it's a hard thing.
Vichy Swaz.
Vaudevillain, veteran,
No.
vicarious.
Vaudevillian.
Vertec will start talking.
Hey,
with us
there's
about
vanguarding in
You're
it.
just
There's
pronunciating.
vanguarding in it. Let's go.
Hey,
That's
there you
right.
go. All right, Vertec, let's go. You got
there,
this.
there are literally two words in here that I need to make sure I can
Bitchy schwa.
make sure I get it. Yeah.
By the way,
Vertec.
Hmm? Oh, was that another one?
Yeah.
ah, damn it.
This is what happens. You get Vertec all
I don't know about bitch.
distracted looking at things.
All right, you get to choose. One more 5-minute, or you take a shot.
Okay.
Whoa, hi.
1 moment. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm trying to see how to pronounce it. Give me a moment.
That's my favorite. What is happening?
He's playing it.
Oh, he's
through the
pronouncing
audio
it.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So Vertec.
Okay.
Fishy
Okay.
sauce. Do you
Bitchy
want?
swas.
Never mind. I'm doing it one more time, but now you have
What
to take a
just
shot. I'll take a shot with
happened?
you. Laughables just donated 1,000 bits and said shot. So I will do a shot with you.
Shots it
But I'm
is.
restarting. I'm restarting your timer right now.
Okay. Vertec is okay with resetting the timer until Vertec finishes this massive poem / word soup.
Okay. I have my shot. See? Right here.
And Vertec thinks that he's probably going to mess up a few of the words, but he's not going to care.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Come by.
Bye.
Chevalier.
Me. Wait, let me get home so I can do a shot of tequila with y'all. Golden,
Tequila.
I'm sure there's probably going to be plenty more where that came from.
Yeah.
Vertec calls for various villains to violate their precarious bits and end their violent, I don't know more V words.
IDK more V words. I like it. Go. Reset me. Reset me. Vertec restarts again. I'm going
What
to
is
beat
this,
this
7?
game. I'm going to beat this game.
And start.
Vertec will win. All right. All right. Let's go. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violent, vicious, and voracious violation of volition. Carves V into the wall. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta. Held as a votive, not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Giggles. Vertec doesn't remember how he giggled, but verily, this vischazi of verbiage veers most verbose. So let me simply add that it is my very good honor to meet you and you may call me V.
You may call him Vertec, the Veckan
Yep.
Vanguard.
Yeah.
The Veckan Vanguard.
May call
Absolutely.
Vertec, not me or my or I.
Well, he was doing a poem thing, so I'm
was-
gonna let it slide on that one.
Okay.
It was
He's
being
literally
read
reading word
for
for
a
word on the
purpose.
poem.
I thought Vertec was gonna turn it into third person. So
Ooh.
Oh, see, that
wait,
wasn't
okay.
stated as a term.
No,
is Veckin a swear now? It is. It is Osiris.
Veckin
Let's
is.
Veckin
back and
also.
go.
Let's Veckin go.
Vec around and find out.
I will
Vapo?
let it slide on behalf of the good people that are kind to you.
Thank you, kind folks, for speaking up on Vertex's behalf.
Vec me sideways. What?
Whoa.
Show your PvP-ness. Ulrich, for shame.
You're not
For
ready for
shame.
my PvP-ness.
That's a Jamie issue. That's a Jamie issue. Poor Jamie though. He was like, no, like the ness of your PvP, not
Like
the
the
other
nest of your
thing.
PvP. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie would be happy with the way that you're spelling it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I love
give me
it.
I
one
loved
moment.
that. That was funny.
Give
I
Vertex
love
one
messing with
moment.
Jamie.
Vertex
So
needs
much
to turn
fun.
on a fan.
Okay,
BRB.
Vertec is getting warm from the shots.
So am I. It's hot here.
Jamie is more lewd than lewd Lloyd.
All right. First of all,
Rich.
do 2 L's on that lewd. Otherwise, you're gonna come in some weird search results. That's all I gotta say that.
Yeah. All right, so Vertec is almost done. Oh, he's stealing the fan. He's stealing the fan. Are you buying time for yourself by being off microphone?
Oh,
Pause the timer.
pause the timer. Oh, he's got honor.
That's really sweet.
Vertec the virtuous.
Vertec the virtuous.
We actually had topics to talk about today, right? Like I
We
feel,
did.
I
but-
feel like we haven't talked about a single topic yet.
That's because I was kind of explaining to you earlier that we were going to talk about stuff, but now we decided just to hang out and do the spins in celebration from the success of the last couple of days.
Gotcha. I'm having
Specifically
fun
the last like
regardless.
4. Yeah, no, this is way fun. That's why I called today's episode Tavern and Chill. We're like just hanging out and we're celebrating the fact that we had a great summit and y'all are so sweet to us. Dude, I'm
Yes.
curious about some biome south of Dunsinkill Mountain. Seems like a western biome. That's a good question. Good consideration.
South. Okay, yeah. I think
You
that's
want
the
cowboys
Riverlands.
near the dwarves?
Did you say I
Isn't
think
that where
that's the Riverlands?
Well, I did say that, but I also didn't tell you to start the timer again yet. Okay, you can start the timer again.
He's
I'm
playing.
getting you
Hackering.
later.
There was some
I'm
hackery.
getting you later.
There was some hackery involved.
What was the subject going to be? I was going to talk about security and video games because a couple of topics have popped up on the forums for that.
Mhm.
She knows where the Beck you
Osiris.
sleep,
She
man.
do.
security
do.
in video
Right
games
next
is
to
the
me.
topic?
Yeah, it was going to be.
I don't understand the topic though. Like security and
So
what do you
it
think?
was, yeah, no, not server meshing. I didn't really want to talk about that right now because we're about to have a whole live stream on it, and there's a lot of people that have asked, like, considered what it could be, but it's just things like, you know, how do you prevent people from stealing your password and like getting control of your account, or like things like Tencent, like how do you know if a company that's supposed to be doing these anti-cheat things are safe, things like that. MFA, yeah, stuff like that. Because a couple of conversations have popped up on the forum for it.
I mean, the fact that the Ashes of Creation website has an authenticator, that's
Yeah.
I mean, WoW, whenever WoW went to that was a huge thing for a lot of accounts.
I still have gotten text messages saying there was a problem signing into your Blizzard account. I was like, good, because I wasn't trying to sign in. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you'll
exactly.
still get emails from like hack, oh, this is Blizzard. We need to authenticate, we need to click on this link to like redo your password or whatever. And those are just like BS ones. So, I mean, I think as long as Ashes has an authenticator, you'll be fine in that regard.
that
As
means
far
Vertic is
as-
free.
As far as the security for like botting and all the other stuff, that's more of like back-end infrastructure that I think the team at Intrepid have been saying pretty adamantly that they're, that's why there's gonna be live GMs. They have already back-end things in place to, and again, you're gonna have a very passionate player base that once people see shady shit, they're gonna call it out. So that's the other good thing too.
Yeah.
Did Chibi give Vertec a timer?
Yeah, Chibi gave Vertec a timer. And
Vertec is free! Vertec is free!
I do want to add, I think if you really want to have account security, you should just copy what Final Fantasy XIV does, because the amount of effort and the process to get in that is such a fucking nightmare. No botter would ever want to go through that with multiple accounts. It is the worst experience of my entire life trying to sign up for Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah.
Trying to recall your password and recover that is,
Oh my
The
gosh.
one-time password.
Plus, like when Vertec and I have swapped phones, and then we didn't move over whatever the Square Enix authenticator was. Like, oh, so annoying.
What do you guys think of?
It is by far the worst experience. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. Have you guys? I've never played Valorant too much, but Riot's Vanguard security thing. Are you guys familiar with Vanguard?
I'm not. No.
Super familiar.
Ow.
I play League and Valorant, so yeah.
So it's a
Interesting.
kernel level security, and there's a lot of people that don't like it. There's people that don't mind it. I'm just very curious as to like how would you feel if there are more invasive security measures to make sure that there's, if a person or an account is deemed doing bad stuff, that's the kind of stuff that gets like hardware bans and to where it's going to be a lot harder for you to recreate accounts on that computer by some technology like that.
Yeah.
If it's Tencent, I'm not okay with it. But since it's like Riot NA is different from Tencent in like Riot China,
Right.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Which is why I still play League and Valorant and stuff like that. It depends, I guess, who runs the kernel level anti-cheat, because it is
Idea.
a very, very invasive process, and they can grab a lot of information. And if they do ever get to that level for like Ashes or something like that, as long as there's something in the terms and contracts where it says if they use any information outside of X, then it breaches the contract.
Yes.
As long as that is in the litigation, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dio said I had the OG Final Fantasy 11 keychain authenticator. It was indeed a pain getting that removed from my account.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, my thing is with those kernel level anti-cheats, unless it's a game I really like, I will uninstall a game as soon as I find out it's doing one of those. I will. Like, I have to really like the game, and I have to really trust the people that are doing that, because they can take control of like whatever and do whatever, and you would just kind of really wouldn't know.
Well, and do you think it's because of the big companies, right? Like, I think most of the time when I hear people say that, it's because we're very leery of these big multi-billion dollar companies taking control of our computer in that way, right? Because we think these companies don't care about us. What information are they scraping to then sell on our behalf so they can make more money and we get nothing? Like, there's a lot of malicious intent, I think, from the those AAA kind of studios, right? But I think a company like Intrepid, I think if they want to make their own Vanguard kernel level security like in-house, like, I feel like I would lean to trust Intrepid more. The same way if, like, let's say a company like Larian was going to do like an RPG and they did something like that to make sure that it stayed legit or whatever. I don't think people would be like, oh, Larian, this is bad if you do this or whatever.
So
I think there's a trust level with that.
Have you ever played a video game and it had a bug in it?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever played a video game that had a bug in it and it like crashed your computer?
Yes, there were certain bugs that happen in WoW that.
Now imagine a bug like that that's in there that has like the control of your computer, and a bug in it can like wreck your everything. Like,
No,
your
for
computer
sure.
just gets effed. That, and on top
And
of
again-
that, like when it comes to trust, like I don't put my hometown or my phone number on my social media like Facebook, which is all like friends, right? I don't put the town I'm living in on my LinkedIn. I put the general metropolitan area that I'm in. Like I don't put personal stuff out there. Like something with kernel level access to everything can just kind of look at all the stuff.
I guess in my head, Google, like whether you have an Apple phone or a Google phone, they already have everything on you already. Like I understand you not wanting to put it more out into other websites and stuff like that, but I guess I'm just of the mindset where they already have my information. Like, and because Google and Apple are such huge companies, though that information that they scraped from my phone has already been bought and sold multiple times over from everything, because that's how spam gets created. Because whenever American Airlines is like, hey, we'll pay you, Google, millions of dollars to get stuff or whatever, so we can send emails to those people to advertise for our companies, like they already have all your
Publicly
information.
outsourced lists and stuff like that.
Right.
So here's a
like,
situation for you. Like, sorry, Lloyd, you go first, and then I'll state my situation after that.
Okay. So I don't think it really comes down to a matter of trust of company either. I think it matters to what's in the litigation, what's in the actual legal terms and conditions that says what data they are going to use. Because that is always able to be held accountable for whatever. And the more and more that stuff like this comes out, I'm realizing the community actually looks into this stuff. There are people that have
100%.
They're like lawyers and shit that actually read over these terms and conditions, and they care about like their privacy and security, much like you, Vertec. I mean, you work in security, so like I imagine the people that like go ahead.
Oris wants to know what is the malicious overarching concern here. So whenever you're done at that point, that's just I want to make sure you guys answer that.
Well, yeah, I can cover that when I go to cover my situation. Yeah,
I can cover it too. So basically, like, the Vanguard works at TLDR. Vanguard works at the kernel level. What that means is that it basically has a higher priority on how things are injected into your computer. And what was happening with like easy anti-cheat and stuff like that is that it would be not at the kernel level, so it'd be at something else. So what hackers do is they go into the kernel level anyways of their own computer, and then they get around the system by going through that and around the easy anti-cheat, since the easy anti-cheat is not able to detect it. So whenever you put it at the kernel level, now the hacker has to go to a different level of like to supervent that, and the only way that they can do that is by going through the RAM, the random access memory. So when they access that random access memory, it goes around the kernel because it doesn't actually contact the kernel. And so to do that, it's very, very hard to implement. It's like a $400 like additional thing to just cheat in video games. So it's an extra price point for the hacker to actually even cheat.
Gladys. Sorry, chat is having a whole other conversation about tank versus Vanguard.
I was kind of reading that, but basically the worry is that because you're putting the anti-cheat on the kernel, that company that puts that on the kernel, they have a lot of access to a lot of your information. And so actually, if that company ever gets caught or gets like hacked and gets that information, or if they want to use that information for malicious intent, they can, unless it's in the terms of service.
And actually, Vertec, I think you'll really like this person. So I put a link in chat. I'll put it again right now. But this was one of the such threads I was going to have us talk about tonight. Dulcibel is a cybersecurity professional. And he's saying, from a cybersecurity standpoint, this approach is a disaster waiting to happen. Kernel level access means these anti-cheat solutions have unfettered access to sensitive parts of your operating system, making them prime targets for malicious actors. There's a whole lot more there. You can go read it, but I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, that's basically what I was going to talk about, is like, it's not necessarily what the company who's having you install it would do. It's about somebody else can take advantage of it. It's about the fact that once that information is collected or whatever, they can do whatever they want with it. Once someone has access to your computer, someone else can abuse that access. And humans are the weakest form of any security system. And the more humans you give access to your information, the more vulnerable it is. Like, let's just say, let's give another situation. Think about this. Here's a thought exercise. If you are unconcerned about installing kernel level, or not kernel level, just any anti-cheat that has access to your system that could be taken advantage of, it's simple. It's simply comparable to your house. You lock your front door, right? Even though you have glass windows. I mean, somebody can already get in easy. Why don't you just unlock the glass windows, open all the doors, open all your windows, just, you know, put your money in a pile right in front of the door. As a matter of fact, make sure you don't even plug in your appliances so people can pick it up and carry it out easier too. Just give them the easy access that they want, all of the easy access. Just do it. I mean, you've already got glass windows that they can break into. There's no reason to lock your front door whatsoever, right?
I mean,
That's a good analogy.
To play devil's advocate, like, I think what Intrepid is doing
Take
already.
sorry.
I think-
Hide your wives.
I think it's already well beyond what most companies do. The fact that they're going to hire actual GMs for their servers, the fact that they're already putting together back-end infrastructure to make sure, okay, like they're going to have, because the economy is going to be so precious in this game. And I think we all want this to be as preserved and as authentic as possible, right? I think we can all agree on that. But even if they don't do like a kernel level thing or even like a anti-cheat thing, the bigger question is how frequently and how heavy-handed are Intrepid going to be when it comes to people breaking their TOS? Because I've been saying this for years. They need to be loudly heavy-handed and be proud of how many people they are perma-banning. Because every time you see someone, you know, in a game say, oh, I got banned, it's not a perma-ban. They just meant they got suspended, and they got suspended for a day, 3 days, a week, a month, and I don't think that's enough. Like, I think you need to, people know, oh, like, in just my head, you bought gold from a website, you then traded it with some other person, you knew exactly what you were doing every step of the way. It's multifaceted. It's not like you just stumbled upon this mistake, right? So I think we're all adults here. Like, you break the law, you get punished, right? And I think Intrepid should just be very black and white about it, and that's it. So that way there's a message across to anybody that there is a legit fear. If I do anything shady in this game, this company will literally permaban my account, no questions asked. It's not going to be a suspension. It's not going to be like anything light-handed. It's going to be, and they're going to be and I think they should be very loud about it.
I forget if this was talked about, but I think I may have once heard maybe people just laughing or joking about a conversation of maybe whoever gets permabanned, they put that character, like that player's main character, in like the town hall in the noose or something, or like in a cell, and people can throw like tomatoes at them.
That would actually be great.
They make it like very obvious that that person was permabanned.
I'm a fan of that.
I think that was actually Asmongold, but that shit's funny to me. Like, if you permaban somebody,
yeah,
if you put
right?
that in the game, yeah, it was like 2 years ago or something like that, where they just like,
oh no,
put them in a noose, and you just have like a public execution. That'd be so funny to be a part of.
That would be hilarious. I would love that. That would be funny. But yeah, I think security when playing video games is important. There's a reason why Vertec and I don't play Genshin, you know. We like Genshin, but the publisher? Yeah,
there's like a definite security flaw in there, and they just don't care. They just don't care.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But it's one reason why I don't touch it. It's another reason I haven't picked up Helldivers, because there's the kernel level anti-cheat in that, and I don't know that developer. I've never played Helldivers 1. I'm not invested in it whatsoever, so I never bothered picking it up.
I have a
'Cause
question
that-
for you three.
Hmm?
As
What's up?
somebody who is illiterate when it comes to knowing the difference, I guess maybe an illiterate would be the bad one, like the security illiterate. But as someone who does not know the differences between the different securities, how would I know if something is kernel level security versus not?
As a
Well-
regular player that doesn't know anything about any of the
Yeah.
security stuff, you would recognize absolutely nothing.
Okay.
You would be more likely to have to restart your computer after the install.
For kernel?
Yeah, kernel level, you have to, that, like if you were to install something that had kernel level anti-cheat on it and you shut that down for one way, shape, or form, like the Riot game has that. Their, what the heck was it, Vanguard? If you turn that off
Yeah.
while your computer is on, you have to restart your computer so that can turn on again before you can play League of Legends.
Yeah,
Interesting.
basically it has to turn on the service before your computer starts. So if you ever, exit out of Vanguard, then you have to reboot your computer so that it starts again at the kernel level.
So yeah,
Interesting.
most games these days, you install it and you'll be able to play it like right away. I mean, look at Steam. You buy a game, you install it, 10 minutes later you're
You
playing.
download it, you play it. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Like I have Vanguard running on my computer right now, and that's simply because I just was playing League last night and I haven't turned off my computer
Question.
or exited out.
I guess follow-up question then. How do I know if I can trust the company that's doing the kernel level security?
You won't.
You have to do your own personal research.
You're going to have to research. You're going to have to Google who owns it, who owns the company that owns that company, who owns the company that owns that company that owns that game, who owns the company that owns that company that owns that one, but also they were partnered with this other company, so who owns them as well, and then research those companies
So
separately.
basically you're doing a cyber security check, or like a security check on like all the people related to the company.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I take the personal stance of if I'm not really invested in jumping in the game and they have one of those, I just don't. I don't
Okay,
even bother
that's fair.
researching it. I just don't.
I honestly feel like Ashes doesn't need like a Vanguard equivalent or anything like that. I think if
Do
they
you
want to
think-
do Go ahead.
Sorry. Do you think MFA is enough?
I think it can be. Again, I think it's just a matter of how daily those GMs are going to, because if it's a weekly, let's go in and see what's going on, that's you can do so much damage in a couple of days, economy wise. Like even in a day, you can do a lot of damage.
Same
with enough people.
Pallywag, same.
So I think it's a matter of, if it's a daily thing, they are going to be monitoring. And as soon as malicious and things are done and verified or whatever, that account is booted, everything is restored. Whatever it is they bought or whatever it is they sold, all that stuff gets reverted back.
Well, I think
and that's done every day. Then I think you can literally just be fine. But I think ultimately you have to be like completely heavy-handed and very promotional about it. Like, hey guys, this is the first week of Ashes of Creation's launch, and we've permanently banned like 75,000 accounts. So please go ahead and try to do stuff in our game, but you're gonna get caught and you're gonna be permanently banned. And I think if you can just literally scare the crap out of any potential buyer, it's gonna starve out the sellers and they'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple things they can do. By the way, hey Zelen, welcome on in and welcome back there, Enzo. But there's a couple things they could end up doing. For one, I don't personally have experience in doing security for video games, so I can't really speak authoritatively on stuff. But I can say that Pirate Gaming does, or Pirate Games, whatever, Thor.
Pirate Software, yeah,
Pirate Software. He absolutely could speak on some of that stuff to give you some ideas on things.
He is abhorrent against kernel level anti-cheat too, just to give perspective from
the
Goblin King.
He's promoting it, or he wants it.
No, he does not like it. Abhorrent means he hates it.
And again, I don't think they need it. I wouldn't, if Intrepid says we're going to do it, I'm still gonna play Ashes of Creation. But if they don't do it, I think they can pull it off fine.
Yeah, I likely would too, but I would it would still leave kind of a, you didn't really need to do that. Because, I mean, in security, like security operation centers, there's something called a SIEM or SIM, everyone likes to call it. I'm defiantly calling it a SIEM because it's spelled SIEM, Security or Information and Event Management.
Okay.
Everyone says it's supposed to be pronounced SIM. Well, F you. A SIM is a security information manager. There's also a security event manager. A security information and event manager is spelled SIEM. So I will pronounce it SIEM till the day I die. It's a SIEM. Anyway, so it collects all the
Minor
data.
rant.
Yeah, minor rant, offshoot done. But it collects all the information that's reported by all of your computers in a network, and all your, basically everything that collects data, processes data, works with any kind of information, or just interacts with a network. It will shoot some kind of a log over. It will collect it all, and you can search through anything. Like there are, I think, 3,500 columns, like individual types of data that are collected in the networks that I've seen and messed around with SIEMs in. There's a lot. And you could absolutely collect all the data about a game. It will take like a millisecond more to process a gold transaction or an item trade or an auction house deal if you just send that off to another server that processes all that data, and you have people looking at it and setting up alerts and alarms on, hey, there was a gold transaction from one player to another for this amount of money, and that money just kind of appeared from this other player who gathered it from 79 other characters in a 5-minute time span. Like, there's something up with this. We should probably look into it. Okay, look, there's 79 characters plus one person who sold and one person who bought. There's 81 people to ban right now, or 81 accounts to ban. They're gone.
Wow.
The end.
Yeah. And you know what? I think in-game GMs solve two things: RMTing and botting. But I don't know so much about cheating. Like,
yeah.
But I also don't know how much, like, how far you really need outside of that to like actually do cheating in Valorant is way different, and like League is way different than cheating in an MMO. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I was reading YouTube chat.
I do agree with you, Lloyd. I think mostly it's not really about the cheating, like making this spell 30% stronger, right? Like, and cheating in that kind of way in an MMO. But I think it's more of like the RMTing and the economy and duping, botting, like all of that stuff. I think that's
that could easily
ultimately
be solved by just human hands.
Right.
Like, you can literally, like,
Exactly.
I as a player can go look at Lost Ark RMTing, go into like buy gold, see their process, and then go look at my system and go look at it and be like, okay, this guy's an obvious RMTer. I'm gonna ban this guy. And you just like go through manually and do that.
Right.
It's easy to do that.
Pay to win is cheating, but it comes from the company itself.
F a pay to win game.
From die delay.
True.
Yeah, also F to win. Yeah, F to win.
F to win.
F a
Oh
pay to
man.
win. F's
Oh, man.
in chat for me.
It's a whole other pay model.
Azray, welcome in. Hi. By the way, Dolium, I don't know if you know, but we have an area in our chat where if you want to submit your memes, we would love to display them. We were thinking about doing a meme Monday thing or like a meme fan focus kind of area. So if you want to submit them to our Discord for us to see directly, we might pop it on the stream. I think it'd be funny. No longer say pay to win. It's not pay to F, pay to fail. Oof.
I can't
all we
wait for
needed
Alpha 2
update.
memes. Holy
That's
shit,
fair.
those are gonna be fire.
Oh
Dude,
my gosh,
I can't
yes.
wait. I love the community's memes. Let me tell you. They're
They're great.
Fire. Meme contest win? You know what? We should do that. We should. We did a commercial contest. We should do a meme contest.
I mean, absolutely. We need to recover the wallet, which I think the subs in retaliation for our guild summit and random anonymous, in retaliation for, and the anonymous gifter yesterday might actually pull that in. So once we get that cash out, once we get that cash out from Twitch,
Dolium,
we'll see about a
I
meme
literally just deleted our meme channel because nobody was posting memes.
R.I.P.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. I literally deleted it because there was nobody there for like 4 years, empty.
Yeah, we had a meme channel and it would receive a couple memes a month for like a little while, but like 2020 hit. Oddly enough, people are trapped in their houses and memes disappeared.
No memes.
Ash's memes just dried up completely and they never came back.
Well,
I
Ash's
did
memes,
just look
memes
at
in
your
general.
Ash's chat. I did look at your Ash's chat on your Discord, and there's a perfect Vertec meme on there right now.
Mm-hmm. Titled Verteca's Finest from Clash.
It's got a
Okay,
picture
okay.
of
Oh, I know a
V
guy
for
who can fix
Vendetta
that
with
problem. Please
Vertec.
do. I will make a new meme channel if you guys can fix that problem. That's all I'm gonna
Cambiguous?
say.
Bring back some Cambiguous while we're at it. Like summon
Yeah.
him from the dark depths.
Tell me where you need memes. I'll put them to work. Oh, Enzo, I will make a new one under community.
We'll make
Don't
a new
get
one.
me
If you
started.
get the memes, we'll do it. Absolutely.
Yeah. There is a TGF Discord.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Let me link it right now.
That's where the randomness carries on 24/7.
Hmm.
It's also in the about section of your Twitch page.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But also, thank you. I just want to say also, thank you so much to all the boosters of our Discord. It's because of you that we have our custom URL. And you boosting not only supports us, but it supports the community wider. Because then when you're posting videos for our contest or images or joining us in voice chat, we have a much better quality of audio to pull from.
Much better quality of video if you're in there having a voice chat and playing games with people and everyone
Yep.
sharing their screens, all that fun stuff.
And so like it really helps. And so I just want to say thank you guys for that, because that means a lot. If you can't support us monetarily either on Twitch or YouTube, I mean, yeah, there's the Twitch Prime, but if you're already paying for Nitro, you get 2 free boosts anyway. So the people that are giving that to us, super appreciate it. Also, welcome in Pallywags and Dolium.
Welcome on
Let
in.
me
Grab a
know
seat.
how the onboarding feels for you, because that is something that I'm working on this month.
There have been some changes and some more to come.
And a Dimitrion.
Said this
Fancy.
Discord is fancy.
Fancy.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
That was, by the way, all Chibi doing that work. There was some input from me and some feedback from me, and she put in all the actual work. I just kind of looked at it and said, meh,
Yep, that's good.
or awesome, or ooh, that's neat.
I'll make a memes channel under community, but later after this, because I don't want to get too distracted. I want to focus on you guys while we're live.
All right.
Thank you, Pallywags. And Nomad, welcome in. Posted my latest Ashes meme. I see it. Thank you. It's a
Nice.
gatherer skanking to the ocean and ashes of creation. I
Already
love it.
paying off. I missed Ash's memes. We used to
I
have so
do.
many of them rolling into the Discord for like a
Yeah.
while. What was it, 2018,
Oh
late
my God, it's
2018
Ace
to like
Ventura.
2020? They were just rolling in and then they just stopped.
Thank you, absolutely, Taco. I appreciate that. And Enzo, welcome in. Yay. I worked really hard on that, so like knowing user experience means a lot to me. That's something that I'm passionate about. For those of you that don't know, hi, I'm Chibi. Vertec is our resident security specialist. I am the resident web developer and UX specialist. I care a lot about user experience, and I work really hard on that.
Vertex says, how hard can I make user experience?
And
Yes.
TV says, how much can I make it easy while dealing with Vertex rules?
It takes me an entire hour every morning at work and play to figure that
Thank you,
part out.
Enzo. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. And I'm
You
a
guys
lot of
compliment each
Discord.
other.
Ah, yeah, we do. It's
Love
funny because our 2 sectors really butt heads a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because mine's like, I want to do all this cool shit, and his is like, yeah, about that.
Yeah, could you just not? At least
Uh,
not so much.
So, how do you guys feel about doing a random wiki roulette?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
go.
You just added that in today before we went live, and I don't even
I
know what
did.
that is.
So, on the wiki, if you go to ashesofcreation.wiki, thank you, Lex. By the way, shout out to Lex. Where's Rogue? That's
Yeah,
what I want to know,
Lex.
Clash. Shout out to Lex and the rest of the people that help upkeep this, but there is a section above help, but below the rest of the main section that says random page. So I'm clicking this random page, and it took me to
Heard.
magical ice. And apparently during Alpha 1, magical ice is a quest in Ashes of Creation where the recommended level is 15. And the starting location is in the Alpha 1 starting area. And the quest giver is Alexia Fabrazna. And there's 4 total steps. And the quest reward is Tome of Tundra.
Oh, I remember this.
And the Tome of Tundra is a spell book. An epic spell book.
Epic.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the tome, what do you call it? The flavor text for it is tome detailing the magical capabilities of the Tundra Elder Dragons.
Yeah, so this was basically a quest in Alpha 1 where if you were level 1 starting out and didn't know what was going on, it says recommended level 15.
Thank you for the hydrate.
But if you go there anyways at level 1, you'd go up and you'd see a frost dragon. I actually joined a party with, I think it was Bustin and like his crew. And we 5-manned the Tundra Dragon at level 4. And we got the server first or whatever on that Frost Tundra Dragon. It was a lot of fun.
By
Well,
the way,
dandy.
this is the link that you would use to get a random page from the wiki.
And see, we missed out on so much of the Alpha 1 because we were moving. We caught, I think, 3 or 4 days of it, and then we had to move, and we were just off the face of the map for the next 2 weeks.
Hashtag feels bad.
Hello. Yeah, it did. I felt bad because like we were able to do some of the spot testing beforehand. And by spot testing, I mean me drinking poison and dying.
Yeah, no moving this time. Exactly. Our thoughts exactly.
We're not moving this time. We're actually like at our place for another year, so we don't have to worry about that for a little bit.
Huge.
But yeah, I'm really excited. Oh, and Juggernaut. Juggernaut's in here too. He snuck on in.
Hoo-ha.
But yeah. Fun fact. Regarding the random page, a long time ago, I believe it was during APOC, correct me if I'm wrong, Vertec, Intrepid actually had done a really cool thing. Like, Intrepid used to do all these really cool things. They teamed up with the wiki to give away some keys, and you had to go to random wiki pages as kind of like a treasure hunt to try and find a key hidden within the wiki and redeem it to see what you got.
Yeah, they were giving away keys on streams a lot. They gave a couple keys to a couple people to give away, but they gave a pile of them. I think it was like 10 or 15, something like that, to Lex on the wiki, and he would do some crazy sneaky stuff about where those keys would be hidden all across the wiki. It was bananas. But there were some really cool ones in there. Yeah, it was actually really fun just exploring through the wiki, and I'm not gonna lie, I got stuck a couple times reading a page because I was looking for the key. And I found something interesting and I ended up reading the page, so the trap worked. The trap worked.
Squirrel.
Trap works.
Squirrel.
It was actually kind of funny because not really funny, but like it was funny because I was trying really hard to get one, and I think I was working at the time, so I was getting frustrated because I didn't have time to grab it. But then the community surprised me. Hi, Mio. The community surprised me with coming together, and I was getting like a DM right now, like, Chibi, really quick, enter this into your thingy. And I was like, oh, okay. So like, I'm like rushing to log into my account, and somebody sent me a code that they had found. And they're like, did that work? And I like, what was it? A Drake or something?
It was like the Griffin. It was the night something Griffin because it was purple and blue and black and it was all glowy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And thank you, by the way, Magic Pipe Magnificent, for the sub there. And so, Dimitrion, how prepared are we mentally to not get good news about A2 tomorrow? Let me tell you something about news about alphas.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. Squirrel.
We've been around here since 2017, so we're used to things being absolutely delayed and absolutely there's going to be a date. Like, it was supposed to be released by 2020 was the original statement. So,
Don't write
Intrepid's
at me.
learned
I'm
some
just
things
trying to
about
change
dates and all.
Twitter.
But
Right.
honestly, I'd be happy if we got news, but I'm not going to be terribly like heartbroken or distraught if we don't get it necessarily tomorrow, because we know they're working on it, and they probably would have told us by now, if or by tomorrow, I guess, if there was going to be crazy delayed. But if it were delayed until like the end of the year, like Q4, I would be sad, but I would be accepting of it because they really are trying to make sure they're putting their best foot forward and they get the best reception of everything. They get the best product out there.
Oh my gosh, we're being raided by a Turgo.
Turgo!
Turgo! Hey!
Thanks for
Gladys,
swinging by
Gladys,
here.
What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
On
Sorry.
delay,
Tunetank. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I feel like if they were to delay at this point, they would have told us before Q3.
Welcome in, Raiders.
I think they would have been at a point to know. It's okay. I mean, that's awesome, Torgo. Thank you so much for raiding the Golden Feather Tavern. Yeah, I think they would have told us because they don't want to let the community down. And I kind of do believe Steven in the sense of this is why I think it would. And again, if I were Steven or the producers at Intrepid, like Nathan and stuff, internally.
Real quick, keep that in mind, Vladis, real quick. Keep that in mind. So since we have a bunch of raiders coming in and you are catching the very awkward part of this conversation if you don't know what's going on, let me just explain that we are the Golden Feather Tavern. We are a podcast
Nice to meet you.
that is based around Ashes of Creation. It is a game in alpha development. I know Turgo's talked about it. Turgo is joining us. Turgo is our buddy from way back when, and still to this day and onward into Ashes for sure. But we are currently chilling and we're having random conversations, and a question was posed to us on if we heard if there happened to be a delay, and we were notified
Turgo,
of it tomorrow.
Real quick,
would we
Turgo,
think?
you specifically, because you are an old friend of ours, you are welcome to join us in Discord and talk Ashes with us if you want. But I get it if you're tired, because I don't know how long you've been streaming.
Yeah, I don't know how long you were streaming, but
Turgo
I've seen
streams
you on for a while
so
now.
long.
Yeah, I've
He
seen you
did.
on
He's
for a
like-
while
Did a
now
72
today.
hour stream or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say I've had you lurking for a couple of 3 hours or so. Yeah. I mean, feel free to join us, but absolutely like tap out and run away for food and a nap, because I know that can drain you. But yes, I just wanted to give everybody a preface there, just so you know, we're not saying that the game is developed. We are responding to a question on how we would react if there was news of a delay. But welcome in, Raiders. Happy to have you here. Pull up a chair. And sorry, Vladis, continue as you were.
Basically, I think they would have announced if there was going to be a delay, because I know, Steven, they just don't want to do that again. But I think the producers and stuff like that internally, if I know Intrepid, they probably were gunning for a July date. And if they did need to delay, well, you can delay a month, which would be August. If they need to delay another month, it would be September. Roar, I was going to hang out with the wife, but she literally went to sleep at 8:30. So I went to the room just for her to be asleep. So I left her alone. So that would have been the smart thing, is to just plan it for July, try to gun for July. And then as, we have to delay or we need a couple of weeks. I think if they were to do something, like let's say if it was September 22nd, they might delay it a week, right? So like October 2nd or something like that, right? So technically it's, but I don't even think they would do that at this point. I think Steven was pretty confident that they were going to hit a third quarter date, and I agree with them. So, but in my mind, I still think if they are going to, I'm so sorry. If they do delay it, I'm not going to be disappointed because, it is what it is.
Yeah, I was also saying in our chat, like, this is a conversation that's come up time and again this weekend, because, you know, Intrepid has been responding to people's, like, messages on Twitter and things like that, and Nuclear Tango, who hangs out in our chat sometimes too, was talking about how he's seen the responses from them. Somebody was like, it's Q3, guys, and Ashes was like, let the countdown begin, and somebody else was like, Alpha 2 date announcement soon, or like on Wednesday, question mark, and they're like, we certainly have a lot of surprises or something along that line. And it was one of those, if they were going to delay and they knew right now that they're going to delay, I don't think that they would have said all of that. I think they would have kept quiet or said something else until there was an official announcement. Because I think to kind of keep people on that hype level, or like that like excitable level, or like anticipatory level, is just kind of not something that I think they would do if they knew they were going to delay it, in my mind.
Right.
Yeah, I think personally, Intrepid is staying very, very quieter than they normally are, about a lot of this stuff, and I just feel like it's Margaret with a gun to everybody at Intrepid's head, just be like, don't say anything, and so like everyone's staying quiet. I think there's gonna be I'm filling up with hopium and copium here, but
Yeah,
I think there will be at least the month, or it's gonna say like August, September, or we're delaying it, sorry guys, here's other things that are gonna be coming. And then they'll like do other announcements, because like the community is in an uproar right now. It is insane to see the doomerism in the Ashes of Creation Discord right now. But like I feel like Intrepid's just like, they just gotta wait till Wednesday and then they'll find out, and they're just holding their ground at the moment. So I think we don't really need to worry too much. And if it does get delayed, it's like whatever. Okay,
It feels
like the game's in development anyways.
I was gonna say, Lloyd, it feels like to some people like we're years away from the Alpha 2 if you go into the Discord.
I know,
Right.
I feel so bad when I look in there. I'm like, oh god, what is happening? It's on fire.
Yeah, and that I think is a little bit excessive. Like they said Q3. It's literally a couple days into, and they were like, hey, we wanted to delay, you know, a couple days just to give you a better presentation on the live stream. And people are treating it like, oh my gosh, the world is ending. Ashes is never gonna launch. We're gonna see this game. The alpha's gonna be in the year 2026. It's crazy. Like, relax, guys. It's a couple days. It's fine. It's fine. They wanted to give you a really good presentation. They didn't feel it was up to snuff, so they said, hey, let's delay it like less than a week.
I honestly feel like the stuff was done. I think it was because Steven was sick. And I don't think he just had the energy to go in and be kind of coherent. The last time he was sick on stream, I mean, it was really bad. And again, when I'm sick, I just want to be lying in my bed, not answering all these complex questions and trying to think of like, you know, not trying to like mince my words. And, you know, because again, it's like all the questions and all the stuff, all like, again, when you're sick, I'm very irritable, man. Like I just want to be left alone. I want to go underneath my pillows and just chill.
I mean, and let's be honest, you know what, Gladys, that's actually even a good point, because it doesn't bother me so much the fact that now that you said it, I recalled them actually mentioning that it's, you know, Steven was sick. He's not feeling well. And that's the reason for delay. Like I just, it's whatever. There was a delay. I really don't care. It's fine. It's less than a week and there was a reason and it's cool.
What do you guys feel would delay the A2 launch?
An foundational system that they had working that broke.
I would see something to do with like the servers or not being able to like keep people in the game at the same time. That I think would delay it.
Magic Pipe thinks it's a forest fire.
A forest fire?
Yeah, forest fire.
They do
forest
live in
fire
California.
Yeah, fair enough.
True.
Fair enough.
Studios in San Diego.
Oh.
The servers are literally on fire right now.
There.
But
not too much in San Diego.
Yeah, I think it would probably just be hearing them talk about everything and hearing how passionate everybody is and how much they get excited about when things go great and how like like sad they get. You can hear it on stream, right? When they're talking about it, when things don't go quite as planned and they have to delay or whatever, you can hear it. You can hear it in their voices. I would think it would literally just be a case of if it really wasn't up to snuff, if it wasn't up to the quality standards they want to present, there could be a delay. And I'm okay with that. I mean, a lot of people say that, and this is the thing that I've seen kill other games, when people are outspoken about, yes, that's exactly what we want, but they're seeing it through the lens of, I'm saying that because I'm a true fan, and because I'm a true fan, I have to say this, right? Like, I have to say that, yes, it doesn't matter if you delay, but then if you delay, I hate you forever. Like, legitimately.
It is clashed, I see it.
Yeah, meme channel is doing work. Nice.
Oh, it is.
I do have a question for both you and Chibi and Vertec. Since you guys did the PI testing for the Node Wars, based on that, do you think Alpha 2 is ready or no?
I'm very confident because from the beginning, like the first test of Node Wars to the sixth test of Node Wars, like there was such a difference in the lag and the quality alone.
And real quick, yeah, exactly like Turgo said, he sees exactly what I'm saying. Haha, yeah, take your time. And also, why is it taking so long to make?
Yep.
Like there's some people that are conflicting with what they say at 1 month versus another month. Like, take your time, release it when it's ready. Why isn't Alpha 2 here yet? Well, calm down, man. Relax.
I'm also of the opinion it's like, we're in development. Like, why? Like, I don't need Alpha 2 to be perfect. Like, I want it to be, you know, I don't want it to be filled with bugs, but it will be filled with bugs. That's the thing.
I'm genuinely grateful that Steven showed the bugs with the magic and midnight. Because I think I get that they want everything to be perfect and they want to show a nice, like, well-polished alpha, but the reality is there are going to be bugs that people are going to see that when they're testing, you know? But, you know, I think that honestly, the only thing I can see potentially delaying it, like I said, would be something super, like, foundational, like the server not being able to hold the people. But even then, that's what testing's for.
Yeah, and to give you my answer on it, like, I can honestly say I don't know. I can say that I would have faith that it would be ready, but you have to understand, with the Node Wars testing, we were limited to a small area, to a small amount of things that we can test in a small amount of time as well. So we had very controlled circumstances. We had a very controlled environment, and not necessarily like a, you know, everything else is broken. You can only do this, so much as like they only wanted this one thing tested. That's all they wanted tested.
Yeah.
So we literally just didn't have the time.
That one thing could actually be extrapolated out from that one area to copy that setting to other areas of the map.
Yeah.
So it's not like that one instance doesn't mean that everywhere else can't be affected by the same test.
Right.
And I will say that they fixed a good number of things and some very impactful items in that very short test window that we had. From one test to another, which was like a week, it went from incredibly broken, like we had to turn down our graphics and everything to make sure that our computers could handle stuff, the client would function well enough to just continue the test, and the very next week it was like I had everything set to max and it was performing just fine. Like I turned every single setting I could find to the absolute maximum it could possibly be set to, and it was working beautifully.
That, and remember how at the beginning of Alpha 1 there were all those issues and how quickly they iterated upon those issues to get them working. So that's why I think, like, at the worst case, even if the server wasn't able to, like, handle everybody initially, I don't think that'd be enough to push it back unless something seriously, like, happened, like the server itself caught on fire. I don't know. But I think if anything, because I mean, again, remember, we are going from Alpha 1 where there's like maybe a couple thousand people to Alpha 2 where there's hundreds of thousands of people. Now, here's the other thing, like, just so you know about like the performance they're sitting at even before optimization, because they really haven't done any optimization, right?
By the time the game launches, people are going to have a much better computer than I have right now. My computer right now is, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty top shelf. I mean, I got the 14900 KF processor. I've got a 4090, and I've got 64 gig of
Kendall.
RAM.
Damn.
So it's a pretty hot
Wait,
computer.
1400?
What's that?
14900K?
Yeah.
I only have the 13900K. God damn. I didn't even know they had a
So-
14th gen yet.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a pretty hot computer, but
You're
check this
showing
out. So, a computer that's currently in alpha development, no optimization to it basically whatsoever besides just making it work, right? Setting it to the maximum settings that they have currently available, like everything, like the DLAA and they had some settings that were called like cinematic or something, like the best that could possibly gear it up to, optimizing shadows, all sorts of stuff. And I was getting, in the most intense periods, I was getting, I think, 75 to 80 FPS.
That's awesome. I mean, and the fact that we're going into DLSS 4.0 later this year, there's going to be other Unreal Engine improvements that Intrepid is going to get. It's like I've been saying this for a while on my 1v1s, is like, I can't wait for the technology in 2026, because the game will still, in my opinion, be in development at that time as well. And we're going to have potentially 6090s, you know, like in 2026, right? We're going to be, you know, there's going to be like the 590s, and then we're going to be going to the 690s. It's like the amount of processors, graphics cards, just the amount of physical computer upgrades. And then you think of the system upgrades, right? Like the DLSS, the optimization that Intrepid's going to do to really beautify the game, minimize more performance stuff. So it's basically handling like a champ. And then you add in like dynamic server meshing potentially. Dude, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody just put a meme in chat of a person being all happy and then Vertex PC being like, "That's cute." But I was actually gonna say, like, for one, Demetrion, I'm sorry, I'm so bad at your name. Asks, how big is Intrepid now compared to Alpha 1? And I easily twice the size, right?
Oh, it's got to be.
2.5 times almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought
There
it
was
was
like,
thought
what
it was
is like
3,
50
but-
or something people? 50, 75 people, or getting close to 100 when Alpha 1 came out. Now they're at over 200.
Yeah.
I think they actually
felt
put
like
it
they're
out
getting
in
close to
numbers
300.
before. Let me actually see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, I felt like it was closer to like almost 300. I know their goal, like they are always hiring. Like I always keep an eye out on LinkedIn. I'm gonna be honest, Vertec and I have definitely considered working for Intrepid, but we would have to let go of the Golden Feather Tavern, which I am not about to do. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I love this show too much.
Yeah, like
You
we
have to
haven't
let it go.
Well, we haven't looked. So to preface this, we haven't like asked them and been like, if we apply, what are all the details and all this and everything. But you have to imagine, if you're working for a studio and creating content,
That we wouldn't be able to
yeah.
have like our own separate opinion on everything.
Because you're actually
opinion-based
with the company.
Correct.
exactly.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some sacrifices you have to make in your content. Maybe not necessarily like as far as your integrity goes, but just, hey, you're gonna have to do like fact-based stuff and not opinion, because when you throw your opinion out there, you could be representing the company with this and that and the other. It's got to be,
Yeah,
and
What
it would
about
that's very
potentially
tech-led.
kill some things that we could want to do. So that's what we're afraid of. So we said we'd rather maybe not do that.
But what about like after the game comes out? Like once the game is like fully launched, like what if, because I think, man, how cool would that be if you can literally go onto a stream and be with developers and talk to developers that stream their game. That's kind of freaking cool and unique. I've never really seen a company have developers with legit audiences that people watch. Like, I
Yeah.
think that would be a really cool pool, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
it-
like Margaret streams her like D&D stuff, but
Yeah, but our
That's
stuff
separate.
is strictly like Ashes. So like the way
Yeah.
you know our content currently could not be, because we would like, from what I understand, somebody was looking at trying to even be a mod, and they were they were trying to sorry, they're adding me in Discord. Apparently somebody was trying to be a mod, and they were told that like they wouldn't be able to like have their own complete like voice on things. They'd have to really watch what they say. And so I have a feeling if we were to enter into that, if either of us were to, we'd probably have to be very mindful of exactly what we say. It would probably be a lot of like how Maggie can say soon TM, and we can't talk about that at this time. And I imagine Vertec and I may be limited to our negative opinions, especially in the past when we were kind of critical of the housing system or critical of other systems like PvE. And if there's going to be quality PvE, just making sure that we want, you know, that same quality with PvP and PvE. And like those kind of topics, I don't know if we would be able to talk about that to the depth that we do, because we'd be representing Ashes.
Why are you bringing up such good points, Chibri? Gee.
Yeah, so that
Because I thought about it deeply, but I love the golden feather too much to leave it.
yeah, so it's we've considered it and we'd love to. Like I've thought about many times just taking my resume, my LinkedIn, and shipping it over to them and saying, hey, so well, hire me?
Yeah, I know, right?
And
I
see
mean,
what
it's
happens.
tempting. I mean, I can understand from that, because I don't know if I could do that. Like if I had some kind of like really legit not requirements, but like my resume was really impressful to them. Like, and I had to get up my Vladis gaming channel or work for Intrepid. I'd probably, that'd be such a hard decision. But I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't do
Isn't
it.
Isn't it
Yeah.
tough? Ugh.
Yeah.
There's no
I don't
way
know if I would
could.
do it. Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know.
again, because I wouldn't want to maintain my voice, because once you said that we would have to hold our opinions whether they're good or bad, I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah.
I also
Like-
don't think Intrepid's a company to do that, but like at the same
Every
time,
company
it's
needs
like
to do
there's
that,
a principle.
you know?
Yeah,
There's a
it's
Yeah.
principle for it.
I
Yeah.
don't think they would be Marvel level. Like when Marvel Rivals first came out, they had that like do not badmouth
Yeah,
the
don't talk
game.
back. Yeah, apparently that was a
Um,
mistake. They recalled that as soon as it was brought to light. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's also, I need to reiterate, like we didn't get like a bunch of details from Intrepid that said we'd need to shut down TGF or
This
anything
is
like that.
our like theory
Just
on
opinion.
what it would be
We
like.
wouldn't
Yeah.
want to apply to get hired and then have to make a choice like that. And then if the
Yeah.
choice wasn't presented right away, eventually it might be, and that would be heartbreaking.
And that would also be
Right.
a shame or like a waste on their time too. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I do
But I
have to
was-
say, like,
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was kind of interested in the community type of roles.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, Riot gets a lot of flack from the community and stuff like that, but they are probably one of the most like transparent companies that I've seen outside of
Mm.
Intrepid. And they let like Freak, they let August, who's a developer for the team, they stream, they do their own YouTubes, they have like their own like little things in the contracts, and they do voice their opinions. So it's not like it's impossible. Like August will go on stream and be like, yeah, that was a fucking mistake. Like immediately, just straight out. Like there's not, it's not saying it's out of the realm of a company to be able to allow their employees to speak publicly on their own stream outside of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Imagine as a content creator knowing the answers to questions you're asking your viewers. Imagine doing something like a release date and you can't say anything about it. Just as a streamer, that would be some tough choices to make as to what content you want to release. Yeah, absolutely.
Guess what? Chibi and
Absolutely,
Vertex do that
Taco.
all the time with PI.
We
So-
do. I mean, in terms of like,
This is why we love the wiki.
yeah. I mean, it was really nice being able to have the NDA release for the Node Wars. That was really nice, and
That
it was
was really
also really
fantastic.
nice seeing like the community responses to us being able to talk about it. Which, by the way, our editor is helping me work on a video where I'm putting out like my perspective on it, and I want to make another video on my perspective as a PvE primary player type, coming especially from World of Warcraft, and why Ashes has me excited for PvP. So that's the next video I want to work on.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask a question to
I'm
Lloyd,
excited.
because I don't know if you guys can answer it because it may be under NDA.
That's fair.
So Lloyd, for the start of Alpha 2, do you still believe that we're going to get 5 biomes? Do you think that that's still on the table? Like, do you think, day 1 of Alpha 2, we're going to have the Riverlands, the Badlands, the Tropics, the Sand Squall Desert, and I think the Dunskill Mountains, or I forgot what other. It's like he mentioned 5 before. I can't remember when or what stream but he
Right.
mentioned.
It was,
Because
like,
people were
during
thinking the
Sand Squall Desert one,
I don't know if it was that one.
or
I
right
just
before that,
because
somewhere around there.
It's probably.
Champion of the Hill. Thank you.
But do you think we're going to get access to all of those biomes day one, or do you think it's probably going to be less than that?
Absolutely not. I think.
Oh,
Yeah, no. I think we'll get like maybe 1 to 3 biomes. Depending, maybe even just Sand Squall Desert. I don't even know
And
if
the
we'll get any
Riverlands?
further than that. Yeah, but like throughout Alpha 2, it doesn't matter regardless. They will be releasing like certain parts of the world. They have to test like naval, so like the Eastern continent will have to be available at some point during during Alpha 2. Like all of this stuff will become available, so I don't even think it really matters.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird answering questions like that because like in Alpha 2, eventually we're gonna have all the biomes. Eventually we're gonna have all this stuff. So it's like,
right.
do I really care about what happens at the launch of
my
Alpha 2?
gosh,
Not so
Neo.
much.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll have like 5 to 10 biomes at launch.
Yeah,
The one will be the full map. A2 will not need the Eastern continent.
right. I think for myself, like, I just, because of the stuff that I want to test,
No, with the
I can
donuts.
just be in the Riverlands like the whole time personally, because like I just want to test classes. I want
Yeah.
to test like the talent trees, the abilities. And yes, like I would like to do stuff in the game, but like I guess in my head, the things that I'm very passionate on leaving feedback on, like I don't even need to leave like a node. So like I think it's like when it's ready, it'll be ready. But I guess I'm curious because when I'm asked that question of the node types, and we found out that only scientific is going to be at the start, I was just curious if you thought there was any more biomes or even less biomes. So I guess less biomes is what you're going with.
Yeah, for sure.
2 things real quick. Vertec, I don't think the bot is writing the questions to the doc. I don't see the doc, at least unless it's moved.
I'll take a look.
This is from Laughables. Lloyd, are you going to be playing in Ashes on NA or EU?
Oh, North America, probably Eastern servers because that's where my guild is.
And then the other question from Laughables, mainly because that one was directed mainly to you. Because thank you for redeeming this. I can at least scroll down and see what the question was going to be. Did y'all like that mini map? The one that's up in the corner for the Node Wars. Did we like the mini map?
I'm a fan.
I'm always a fan of mini maps personally.
Their
Oh, I gotta make it
particular one,
larger.
I think, is very, very intricate, and I do like the way that it fades off. So
Yeah.
I do like the minimalistic look while keeping like the topology and stuff like that on the map. It makes it look really cool to me.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say, I don't know if this was because something I said or because of like anything else, but I think that if you notice at the top of the minimap, I know it's hard to see right now if you have like the screen kind of tiny, but go look at the video, and on top of the minimap, if you look, there's like a vertical, horizontal, this way. There's a horizontal compass that moves as you move, that tells you which direction you're which way you're. Sorry, do you hear
That's
Vertex,
so big.
Discord? I mentioned that I really liked that, and that was me DMing him. I was trying to figure out where it was located.
Yeah, let me change that.
I don't think mine's syncing, by the way. I might have to figure out why it's not synced, because I don't see
it
that
might be
on
like
my
a
side.
file caught or something like that. But yeah, I just sent you
Okay.
the only 2 questions that were in there right now. But
Perfect. Those are the 2 that I have here.
since Chibi derailed us one way, I'm going to derail in a different way. I think
Okay.
when Vladis said he was directing the question at Lloyd instead of us 2, and you were laughing, I'm pretty sure you were seeing like the memes that were popping in there, right? Because I saw some things pop up and you just went,
Dude, there's like 60 memes in that channel.
your eyes
already.
just
There
popped
are.
out. It was great.
There are.
But yeah, second, you know what really popped in my head as soon as you said that, Vladis? The fact that I can't even troll people about alpha stuff because it might be misconstrued about potentially actually being PI info. Because if I were to troll people, it might actually be misconstrued and that would create such confusion. So I can't even... Like, if you think about it, like, oh, Vertex PI, and he said this thing, but then he said he was joking. It's probably
you
real.
didn't leak anything, though. Technically,
Yeah,
you
like,
didn't leak
exactly.
But it is also kind of a bannable offense.
Yeah. No,
See, that's
I
why
get
you
it.
just
I'm just
gotta-
laughing.
all of the PI people that talk to me always just meme on me the whole time. So I just assume everything is a lie. Like if they tell me something and sometimes they'll DM me, be like, "Hey Vlad, Steven's considering PvE servers," and I'm like, "Shut up, dude! Like, stop."
You know
Just
that
stop.
one's fake. You know that one's
No,
fake.
I know, but they do it on purpose because they know I'm a content creator, and they're like, "Hey Vlad, just giving you some inside scoop here." I'm just like, I hate you so much.
Oh man. I'm glad I don't get any of those yet.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things, like, I think about it often, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't. I really want to be a troll, but I really probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Okay, so that actually also took off the Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot done. Can you believe we've been live for almost 2.5 hours?
I can't.
Time flies
I'm
when you're
having a
having
great
fun.
conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Steven's
I
went to ERP service, trust me, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that's
Dude,
exactly what they
when
tell me.
that topic
Like, shit like that.
happened on the guild summit, the RP, like what do you not want to be, or what are you not going to be for a guild?
Yeah.
And all the RP guilds are like, yeah, we're not going to do any ERP. And then Annie is just like, oh, we're doing ERP in Chaos and Lace.
Yeah.
I was dying.
That felt absolutely like a them thing to have said.
That was definitely
So on theme.
of them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now everybody knows, like, that's where you're gonna go if that's what you're trying. If that's
Yep.
the content, there you go.
Wait, what does ERP stand for?
Energetic roleplay.
Erotic roleplay. Oh yeah, energetic. Sorry.
Energetic roleplay.
Ooh. I'm probably gonna do my foray into RP in Ashes,
Thank you, Enzo.
Let's go.
and because I talked to Anduin about it, and I talked to a couple of the other, like Thogli and just some of the RPers. I'm just gonna go lightly into it and just kind of see how it is, and I've never done it before in a video game. I'm definitely a virgin when it comes to that, so I want to make sure that I
Wait, hold on.
You
Are you
know.
virgin to ERP or RP?
RP in general. Like I've never. That's just
Ooh.
not a.
Okay,
And I
okay.
guess I would be an ERP version too. But
All of the
But
above,
I-
apparently.
yeah. So, but I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I mean, I think it's just a matter of context and stuff like that. Personally, like a matter of like the people you're around, the people you're doing it with. Oh God, I should just stop talking.
Oh my gosh.
It gets
Yep,
worse and worse.
You got that one on your kind of on your own, I guess. Oh my gosh.
This is where
But
you
no-
enter the archer like phrasing.
Phrasing.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I'm excited to see what the server meshing thing is all about. I'm excited to see how roleplay works in Ashes, if there's gonna be anything tools, because I mean, there's gotta be something. Steven loves to do his like gather around everybody, let me tell you like this inspiring chant, and they actually made a whole like Twitter post out of that. And I feel like Steven is the type of person to really love like Pathfinder and roleplay and stuff like that, and integrate those things into the game in some manner. So it's really exciting. I can't wait to see what they do. But I haven't actually
I can-
roleplayed in an MMO either.
Yeah, me and you are very similar on that. So I like to be my character, and then outside of that, it's like, I'm also a gamer. I'm very competitive, so the way that Ashes is set up is going to allow you to be in character and also competitive. So that's why I'm super excited to do like roleplay in Ashes of Creation, because like I'm fighting for my node. That's mine. You know, like that's
Mine.
me. I'm role playing and being myself.
I really hope that they
Yeah.
put in character biography, like something like where they can put like 1,000 characters and do like a little intro story of your character, and so you can just right click and inspect, and then you can look at a person's biography and read what they got to say. That was probably one of the coolest things that I saw in City of Heroes and Villains. You would have some of the funniest stories just by you just see a random person and you can just read their hero origin or their villain origin of like how they got created, and it was just damn, I miss that. And I don't know, I think some people can be very creative in that way, and as a streamer or a content creator, that in itself is content. So
Yeah.
I hope they do that.
Actually, I was thinking of having a redeem on here because I've been role playing with Gilded House, and I've been looking to role play with more people too. And I was thinking of having like a tavern tale on here where I could tell a little bit of like a role play that I've done recently, either in Ashes or out of Ashes. And I thought that might be kind of
That'd
a
be
fun
cool.
thing. Because I mean, again, I am super into role play, so been a
With the
while,
Gilded
though.
House,
Can
they're
we-
doing like Sanctus roleplay, right? Like we're all on Sanctus type of thing.
in Gilded House, yeah, that's the current role play that they're doing. I don't know about like if your guild is
Yeah,
doing that.
we're doing the same thing in the
Okay.
Grey Sentinels as well.
I
Yeah,
like that.
We have like our own little D&D sessions. We have like a thematic storyline that's building up to us like entering the portals and stuff.
See, that's really cool. I mean, I think RP, by the way, certain people talk about it, right? Is that as a PvEer, we're in the treadmill of raiding, right? As a WoW player, your PvE consists of your weekly lockouts, and that's pretty much it. But roleplay extends the PvE content to like this nth degree. And I think that's what kind of gets me like attracted to it, because as a PvEer, we're always like, man, when's the next patch? When's the next raid? When's the next this, right?
Yeah.
But by role playing and having actual things that are basically happening outside of the game, so you have the game plus the role play, it just adds this whole extra layer of content that you would never have had. And I
Yeah.
think that to me is very attractive, because I always want more content, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
Yep.
I remember Cash talking about going back into Classic and like role playing, in terms of being a human fighter or whatever, and then like role playing, like saluting the guards or what have you, and thanking them for their service and things like that, and that adding just a more meaningful layer to the game besides just being there. And that's kind of where some of us have come from, where the people are like, oh, I just skipped the story. And I'm like, you what? How do you enjoy playing this game? Like all of the information, like you have no idea what's happening in this game right now because you just skip all the story. Like,
I love the people that have the audacity. They're like, oh, this game just, its story sucks. And you're like, what? And they're like, yeah, I just skipped past everything. It's like, so you didn't even interact with the story. Okay, cool.
yeah.
So you
I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
to be fair, I feel like story kind of doesn't matter, like in my head. Many
For the most
people
part,
play.
yeah.
I mean, and again, it might be a controversial statement, but every time I've asked someone who's very passionate about New World, and I asked them, what was the story of New World? And they're like,
Oh,
I don't know.
But then you ask the
uh,
people
Yeah.
that like, then you ask the people like, what do you think about the story of Final Fantasy? And everybody's like, oh, it's fucking amazing.
Oh, right.
I feel
So
like you can't skip that though.
well, heresy, right? I mean, because again, I think it's
Yeah.
what the game is trying to promote. Final
Mhm.
Fantasy, it's all about the story. That's what
It's all
the
about the
game
story,
is.
yeah.
And again, everything else is kind of tacked on. And I feel like sometimes the story in most MMOs is tacked on. It's not the main focus. It's a thing
Yeah.
that's there to provide narrative for quests and
honestly,
that kind of design.
I think
but-
it depends on the content that you're looking at. Kind of like Lloyd just said, it depends on the game, but it also depends on the kind of crowd you're trying to interact. New
Yeah.
World was intended
No,
to be a
very true.
PvP game. They threw in PvE just because at the last
That's what I
minute and changed
Mhm.
everything. And so
Mm.
obviously the crowd they were attracting didn't give a about story. They just wanted to slay
Game
people.
facts.
That's it. Like ask people what the
So-
Overwatch story is, and they're gonna be like, "I don't know."
Do you guys think Ashes
I'm
actually
shooting
needs
people.
a story for being
Yes.
like a sandbox?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, an actual like a proper MMORPG in my mind has a story that is impactful. Like even with World of Warcraft, even with all the memes about, you know, you just blaze through like 10 days of leveling to get to max level and you just start raiding or whatever. Like, the story does mean something, and it does give you more immersion into what the world is trying to do, what's actually happening, why you're in that raid. Like, the little cutscenes and the NPC RP that happens in there, like it ends up telling a story, and it gets you more invested in what's happening. That's the big thing. It gets you more invested in what the world is going through in that moment.
And I'll say
I'm
yes
very
from a
into
different
it.
perspective.
Go ahead.
I play a lot of single player RPGs, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, like lots of those types of games. I love those types of games because the story is what I'm there for. I am interacting with a story. The whole purpose of an MMO RPG is to include a lot of other people in said story, so it's a living world, a lot like D&D, except for now, instead of your D&D party being 5 people, it's 5 people that you're playing with currently, plus an entire world of other players living out their own lives and their own fantasies within the game, making the world much more like immersive and more interactive. And so I think story for that reason is important, because you're there as a basis for the story, but at the end of the day, it's the other people that you're interacting with that make more meaning to it, especially if you consider it from a role play perspective. And it also can help give more reasoning for your character, because in games like Breath of the Wild or Horizon Zero Dawn, you already have a character with a backstory. You're playing through their story. In MMORPGs, your character is your story.
I just,
Yeah.
in my head, it's all dependent on the player, because the player will dictate if what system is important to them or not. And so I think the vast amount of people just don't care for story. At least the people I've talked to, it's just because, again, if the game in itself, if the button to button pushing of combat and everything else, that is their focus. But to some other people, it could be the story, right? And it could have really amazing combat or like really good PvE content, but the story sucks. Like, that person that really values story might not stick around because it's like, oh, this story is a joke. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, it's all in what the player values. I guess for myself, as someone who's played WoW for a long time, I kind of look at Alpha 1 and how people were playing, and it's very reminiscent of World of Warcraft. Actually, no, it's not. It's more reminiscent of Final Fantasy, actually. Because whenever it was so funny, I remember Steven doing that one quest to get that one item to like it was like it opens up a box and the box kind of like projects like a thing or whatever. Steven was literally there at this NPC talking. He's like, okay, skip. It's like he was like, and it was like a bunch of dialogue boxes that came up or whatever. And Final Fantasy has that stuff too. I'm just curious as to like, how is the story of Ashes of Creation going to be done? I think that's ultimately like my question. That's the one thing I've always wanted to ask Steven is like, are you trying to present this story of Ashes in a World of Warcraft kind of way, or in a Final Fantasy 14 kind of way, or in a SWTOR kind of way? Like, I don't know.
I don't think any MMO, unless they're trying to do that specifically as a focus, is going to be able to do it in a SWTOR kind of way.
Yeah, no, if anything, I think Elden Ring is probably the closer of like an MMO, where it's like the story's there, but you have to look for it type of thing.
Yeah, like
SWTOR is like a straight.
It kind of failed as an MMO, really, but as a single player. But also, you might bump into people online. Story-driven, incredibly like deep story-driven game. Like SWTOR is amazing.
Well, I guess like for me, like I got really into the story because of the in-game cinematics, and your character can choose like what it says back to the NPCs, and it was very interactive. So therefore, it taught me to pay attention to the story. Like I didn't just escape out of everything because everything was very story driven. So I didn't want to skip it because it felt like I would be missing a lot of stuff. Now, maybe other people chose to skip it, and that's totally fine. But I am also not a huge Star Wars nut either. I like Star Wars. I'm not in love with it. But even the fact that I just like Star Wars, it was really cool story to just hear and experience. And that's what I'm saying, like for Ashes of Creation, Steven talks very passionately about his story that they're creating, but how much of a shame it would be if most people just skip, right? Like, and just didn't pay attention to their awesome story. I think that's ultimately like what they're going to have to balance.
I think
here's another type of person. Another type of person I've encountered are the people that skip through the story to get to the end content, but then go back and rewatch the YouTube channels that share the entire story.
That's what
Also
people were
true.
telling me to do with Final Fantasy last night or 2 nights ago, something like that.
So I feel like there's just a bunch of different ways that people like to have their thing. Because, like, I get it. If you're, let's say you have only 3 hours to play, and a good half an hour to 45 minutes is taken up of like story, you're gonna want to skip that to maximize the time that you have to play. But you might like the story enough that you would just want to sit back and cozy up and just watch the story all together to get a better idea of what's happening. I'm the type of person, it's like, you know, I was having this discussion with Oracle the other night. I am the type of person, I like watching a new episode every week because it builds suspension for the next episode. That's the way questing is for me. Every quest builds suspension for the next part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Boopo.
Welcome, Fupo.
Hey, Boopo.
I mean, there's
Boop.
also going to be like story arcs too.
Boop.
Boop. Yeah, with the story arcs, we as a server can actually change the way that the world actually works and interacts with each other by choosing certain options in the game. Like I know they were talking about like the Tower of Carfin. You'll have your story arc that you'll be able to, it's replayable, but the first time that you go through it, those are your saved answers. That is like the way that you're moving the story arc forward in Ashes of Creation. And I think that's interesting on how they're doing that, so that even if you do have the same servers that build up the same nodes, the story could still change based on player behavior.
The other thing to keep in mind with Ashes too is the fact that there's no stated plans to have voice acting. How much is that going to impact how much people care about the story?
It's going to impact it a lot.
Yeah, because a lot of the people, in my mind, a lot of the people that care about the story get drawn in deeper when there's voice acting, and if not, they tend to skip through and they'll try to memorize stuff, but it doesn't have that feeling as much, right? Like they don't really have that like that identity built, and like when they hear that voice, they already know the kind of things this person might say and how they might interact just by that voice happening.
Yeah, just think about like the goblins in World of Warcraft. You just hear the "Hey, how's it going?" type of thing, and you're just like, "Oh my god, I love that."
Yeah.
But like, yeah, not having that is gonna deeply impact my level of like immersion.
Hold on.
So it's gonna be a thing.
Me, not that kind of orc.
But
Exactly.
yeah, I think it's one of those things, like people care about the story whether they realize it or not. As long as they know some of it, they make a connection to the world. If you were to take a game like, let's throw out the popular example, right? That everybody knows, World of Warcraft. If you were to remove every bit of story content completely, just remove all the text from quests, and all it says is, go kill 10, come back. Go kill purple guy, come back. Go kill green guy, come back. Kill dragon, come back. That's all the quests were. I don't think it'd be nearly as successful.
Nope.
Gragas is saying, see how many people here are in here are my age. Anyone here remember Menlo the monk?
Menlo the monk.
I just
gonna
got
resist
back. My baby
Googling
was
it.
waking up.
Oh, good.
So we say,
Someone was asking if anybody knows Menlo the monk.
oh no, I was asking Vlad.
What's a
did you
Guild
say you
Wars
were right?
thing?
I don't know. Guild Wars 1.
Oh,
I don't know anything. I never played Guild Wars 1.
Yeah, I played
Never
Guild
played
Wars
Guild
1,
Wars.
but I didn't play it like, yeah, I didn't, that's why I didn't play it terribly far. I think I played it at launch, and right after there was one point where you could create a character and run people across a map like through the wilderness, and people were making money with it, and I was trying to do that, and that's as far as I got. It was like level 20 or something like that. That's as far as I got into Guild Wars 1.
You were mentioning, Chibri, about wanting to play the game, like, and there's a couple of games where I thought the story was playing the game, at least the way in certain ways. In my, I guess how I do it in my mind is, if the story is enticing and actually intriguing me, I am playing the game by listening to the story unfold. Like a game that I remember being so enthralled by, and I think it's a perfect series, is Metal Gear Solid. Like when I played on Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation 1, there are a lot of cinematics, a lot of unskippable cinematics, and I look forward to every single one. And to me, the gameplay was almost secondary, because I was just trying to figure shit out so I can just hit the next cinematic. Like I just wanted to go to the next cinematic.
That's
and
funny.
You just wanted to read the story all the way through as you're playing the game, and like you did the gameplay just
It's
to
an
get to
interactive
that.
book.
Yes, basically it was like an interactive book to me. And so I again, like, I think it just matters in what the developer, because I think if they're confident, and I know people say, oh, I wouldn't love Ashes of Creation if it had unskippable ads, because I remember them putting or unskippable cutscenes, and I think they should.
EA entering chat.
I think they should have unskippable cutscenes, because I think they provide, if you have a great story, you need to, at least the people that are skipping the stuff they can skip, have somewhat of an idea of what's going on. Because if you can start providing those bombshells in those unskippable cinematics of like, wait, what happened to this character? Like, what did he do? And you start like making them question and wonder because they weren't reading the text quests, maybe then they'll start reading, or maybe, you know what I mean? Like, because if you make those unskippable cutscenes impactful enough and intriguing enough, and you have really compelling main characters, a really compelling villain or villains, like, dude, I think people won't complain at all. But most of the time in other games, the cinematics are shit. That's why they want them to be skipped.
I think that Ashes has a lot going for it, and my two favorite things that I always call back to in terms of things that really felt like I was immersed in the story. One, Dragon Age, because Dragon Age does a really good job of your choices really matter and changes the story. I remember bawling my eyes out because I killed my sister in one of the Dragon Ages, and I realized later I didn't have to. There was a different way. And I was like, when I realized that, I was crying. I was like, I killed my sister, and it's like, not even my real sister. It's my video game sister, like, in the story. And then the other one was when I was younger, because like this is back when like a lot more things were censored, right? I was like 13, 14, around that age. And it was in World of Warcraft. And it was when Sylvanas was talking to the war chief, and he goes, "Watch your clever mouth." B word. And and I was just like, oh, I can't believe he just said that to her. Like, it was just so crazy, because you're like following the story the whole way there, and you're like, I hope Sylvanas becomes the queen. I hope Sylvanas becomes the war chief. Like, Sylvanas for chief. And then Sylvanas becomes the war chief, and you're like, this is not what I wanted.
Right.
You know?
It's like you got what you wanted, and then boom.
Yeah.
Nope.
But
So,
I think story can really, really matter. I just think they need to be confident in it, because I remember Asmongold saying something really ludicrous, because he was saying if MMORPGs don't, if they don't have shit you can skip, people are gonna quit. And I'm like, bro, you know, Final Fantasy 14 is like the second biggest, if not the biggest MMORPG out there, and there are a ton of unskippable story points.
But you know what though? As a counterpoint though, there's the one raid. There's that one raid, you know, the raid I'm talking about, where it takes you 45 minutes to an hour to run the stupid thing, but you only see 5 minutes of combat at most in the entire thing, because most of it is just running from cutscene to cutscene, and you can't skip
Final Fantasy?
any of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
There's that
call
one
that
raid.
one my laundry raid.
Yeah, that's the laundry
Well,
list
and-
raid. Like, I got to do it to get these stupid points, and
No.
that's.
I
Well,
call it my
and-
laundry raid because I fold clothes during all the cutscenes.
I mean, and again, I think it depends on the caliber of your game, right? Because the reason why people endure it in Final Fantasy 14 is because the game is worth to endure it. The most other games that have those unskippable cutscenes, the game can't support it, right? The gameplay isn't intriguing enough. It's not fun enough for me to endure these long ass cutscenes because the game. Then I'm gonna run back to the gameplay and the gameplay shit. Like, come on. And I think that's, in my opinion, where it really is. But if imagine having really awesome gameplay, which I think, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy 14, that they all have that, So it's just, I think Steven needs to be confident in his story. And I think they need to provide certain story beats that really get the people that aren't really paying attention and make them interested, make them pay attention, right? And I think voice acting just adds that extra icing on it when they don't have to read themselves.
It does.
Absolutely.
And my
I
viewpoint on
agree.
all of that is like, so I agree to the point where they need to make it interesting enough to make people not want to skip it. They need to make the game itself interesting enough that people want to know the story behind it. With all
And
the
the hard
nodes, they're
part-
going to rise and fall, and they're going to have their own little stories that are going to develop because NPCs and quest lines will pop up as the node grows, and as it drops out of existence, you may not see those quests ever again, but they still need to matter to that story because that node has a name. That town will have a
Right.
name. That village, that metropolis will have a name. So there needs to be a story attached to it, and you can feel that there was a story attached to it. And then when that story is gone, you're gonna say, "I missed that town because there was this thing and this whatever." But also, if there's anybody, and I know that Ashes is not going to be alt friendly, like almost on purpose, it feels like it's not going to be alt friendly. It's going to end up being a case where if somebody does have an alt and they've already seen literally every bit of story in there, you don't want those people to have to sit through 103 nodes worth of, like 85 nodes worth of nodes that can rise, fall, and whatever worth of storyline and not have them be skippable if they've already done everything available on their server.
I think that's just more of a back end thing, or like a developer, hey, if a person's done the story, like it's unskippable the first time. I
Yeah.
think if you do it a second time, you just make it accessible to skip because you've already seen it. You already know what's going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chibi, you're gonna say something, but I do have something I want to
That's fine.
change the topic a little bit
Oh,
towards.
I was just gonna say, I think part of the thing is Steven's probably gonna need to have some of the lore come out on the world besides the initial lore that everybody knows. Like we were sent off of Vera because of a calamity that happened among the gods and what have you, and now we're returning. And I think aside from that, I think for some of the real like people into a story, I think like they're really curious and they're really wondering, what all is the story with Vera. And I think Steven's really holding that to the chest, and there's like this interesting variation of like, well, I need more lore to kind of feel like if I'm going to be into this story or not, and the other people being like, I'm good with not knowing the lore at all until launch.
I'm good.
So-
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm
Lloyd.
good with not having to hear about like lore or anything until launch, because like I don't want my gameplay to be ruined just because like I'm testing alpha 2, like I imagine a lot of that lore stuff is going to be held secret. But I also relate with what Warrior said in the chat. Is like, I ain't reading nothing. It's like my WoW Classic experience was infinitely just increased by having that AI mod where the AI would literally just say the quest lines that I'm doing, and I would just like skip through that, click accept, the AI would read it aloud, and I would be off going to do my quest while the AI is still talking. And if you didn't want to hear that, you could skip it or you could just turn it off. Like my experience playing WoW Classic with that mod on felt so good. And like I don't need to read it, but if it enters my brain and I get interacted with the story, I still feel like I'm interacting with the world. And I don't have to waste time to read a bunch of text.
Yeah.
I do think that AI shouldn't be used for like big main characters or like main cinematic events, but for like these little fetch quests and stuff that you do, like I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Vertec, you've been sitting on a hot button response.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, so question is, if lore and reading it and caring about it, which I suppose could be considered, you know, an RP issue, right? If everybody should be
Kind of.
forced to sit down through that, because it's lore. I'm trying to think of the closest thing really that you could associate it with, because PvE. I mean, that's such a wide umbrella that, I mean, there's PvE combat, which is definitely totally different from PvE questing, which is totally different from PvE, like anything else anybody considers PvE at all.
Yeah.
But so if you have the opinion of everyone should be forced to sit through all those quests if they don't care about it, like who was it I just replied to? Was it Life and Stuff? No, Dolium said it. If I just want to kill other players, why story when I can stabby stab? Now,
Well,
should you force players to have to go through PvE content? Should Intrepid force people to have to do PvP, to have to do roleplay, to have to read story, to have to do life skills, to have to do literally every major system in the game? They have to do it? Or should they be
I
able
don't
to
think
kind
they
of play
should
with
for
what
a
they want to?
sandbox.
I think it's
Well,
just a
it's not-
matter. Or go
Oh.
ahead, Shubri.
No, but it's a sand park. It's not a sandbox. Neither a
Right.
theme park nor a sandbox.
Yeah.
Correct.
But they had a question a long time ago, just final thing, and then I'll let Vladis go. They had a question a long time ago about cinematics and should they be skippable, and people felt like they are fine with cinematics as long as they can skip them if they want to, but taking away the ability to skip them immediately infuriates them just because
Yep.
they don't have the option then.
Well, and this is what I was going to say, right? So like I don't think every in-game cinematic should be not skippable. What I'm talking more about is if you have, let's just make it 80 in-game cutscenes throughout the entire story, you know, and you make 30 of them unskippable because those 30 out of those 80 are the impactful like chapter beat moments of like integral
The core.
character development or like a character death or an aha moment, like those things. So out of the 80 things, and maybe the rest of them, like the other 50, are more like the kind of in-depth about the characters or about their feelings, about their own struggles, you know. So if you're like that lore person, you'll be able to like really understand the motives and the kind of ways, you know, reading between the lines of these characters. But if you're skipping everything, you at least have the main story beats by the 30. And that's kind of like what I think is a good middle ground. So yes,
Yeah.
you can skip the majority of the cutscenes, but there are some that you can't skip the first time. I still am in favor of like, if you do make an alt, you don't have to endure those 30 cutscenes.
like
You
that.
can skip them. But I think that's important to at least maintain a narrative.
Yeah, as long as you're hitting the main world, the story arcs are like the cutscenes that people ingest, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with major events being cutscenes.
Yeah, and you know what?
I think what I'm worried about is just like the little regular NPC dialogue that I don't really need to read to get
I think
Right.
that
extra
should be
XP.
skippable. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all that should be
Like-
skippable.
And real quick, just it is almost midnight. We've been doing this for almost 3
dang.
hours now. This was typically a 1 hour podcast. Just hang out and chat for a bit night. So I think we're gonna start wrapping up
Podcast.
here soon. But just to at least get some closing thoughts on that last topic there. My personal view is similar to your view on it, Vladis. Like there's certain things that should be like required to do at least once in your gaming career with that game. And I think that should be with Ashes, because there's going to be only a certain amount of core world story, and the rest is all going to be individual node based or race based or class based or whatever. But the core like main story quest, let's say the MSQs, you should have to sit through any cinematics that are going to play
At least the first time.
the first time, and that's it. But that's also assuming that they put in some kind of voiceover, because I don't really personally, even though I love lore and I love story and all that, I would rather get the Cliff's Notes if I'm going to sit through and have to read a 2-minute long cinematic, because they have to keep the text on the screen longer than somebody would say it and speak it out loud to act it. So that's my take on that. But also there should be some PvP that's required along the main story quest line. There's going to be some crafting that's going to be required. There's going to be some gathering that's required. There's going to be some, basically the core components. Like, this is Ashes of Creation. These are all the components. This is the story of the game, the world, everything. This is the PvE components. This is the life skill components. This is the PvP components. And this is the insert all the core components of the game. At least a little bit of everything should be required to experience. But
And then
outside
you
of
can choose
that,
which things to delve into further.
yeah, outside of that, do what you will. But there's a few things that are going to be required, and a lot of it probably would be incorporated into like the main story quest line from beginning to end, that would incorporate some of all of everything Ashes has to offer, and you're required to partake.
I have a retort. You just stated where PvE is forced upon PvP players.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody, I think in Ashes, in a PvX game that's going to be, I mean, it's got rich stories. Steven talks about like all these little nitpicks here and there, or not nitpicks, but little tidbits here and there, and how much lore they dropped on random gear bits during the APOC era. There's got to be so much more story hidden out there, and it's got to be rich and deep. So there's got to be some really good story, but like, yeah, have everybody needs to play some PvE, everybody needs to play some PvP, everybody needs to do all the things. A little bit, just a little taste, at least, a sampling.
Yeah. You were saying like where's the PvE that's being forced on PvP players, and I was like, that was it.
There it is, yeah.
There it is.
He also
But,
dropped that PvP should be forced upon PvE players in the main story quest line. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, but that's the core thing. Like, that's experience the game and see if you like it. You might like
The
it.
core of
Check
the
it
game,
out.
yeah.
Here's this. It's like a guided tour. Your first day at the office, they walk you through everywhere, and they're like, check out all these things. You never know if you're gonna find the kitchen useful until you see the kitchen.
Yeah.
That was just not an expected Vertec take from that I got from you. Like,
Fair,
No, like
okay.
Vertec loves PvP. Don't get him wrong. He was just the conversations. By the way, just for context, Vertec has not only been on Lloyd's channel. Lloyd has a video up about Vertec talking about PvE, PvX stuff, but now also Zillin's channel, same thing. And so like Vertec has been heavily outspoken on PvE in Ashes, from the perspective of being worried about if it's not done right, a lot of PvE players will leave. So like Vertec likes PvP. Vertec likes PvP more than I do. As of the moment.
It's fair.
yeah,
So-
no,
I do-
and to be fair, his takes are very, very in defense of PvE, but they're also very valid. So
Yeah. I agree though.
Check it
Yeah.
out.
I think it's
try
a
for
fair
balance.
thing.
I try
That's
for
my
balance.
My takeaway, I think that's a good point. I think that's a good take, is have the main storyline introduce everybody to all of the core features that Ashes has to offer, and let them figure out what they like to dabble in more from there. Yeah, that's fair. Osiris, I do absolutely get that. I am not nearly as outspoken as Vertec on PvE stuff. For me, all I care about is that the quality of PvE meets the quality I've seen them give PvP, and I'm very excited for how much PvP they've really thought of, and the quality of PvP. So, if they can match the quality of PvE with the PvP-ness, then I will be happy. I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry.
love it. I love it.
I had to throw that in there last. Sorry.
Jamie, we're corrupting her. Let's go.
Chibi corruption
that's
has
all
begun.
from me. I'm leaving. I don't have a mask to hide behind until maybe after PAX West, so I'll just this.
All right, well, all right, Vladis, Lloyd, thank you both for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us and having such great conversation. I truly treasure this. Could you both please tell these fine people where they can find you and what you normally do? They probably all know you because who wouldn't know the two of you guys? Seriously. But just in case, for the future, when Alpha 2 hits and new people are watching maybe this video and they see you, let them know where to find you. Lloyd, you go first. Because alphabetical.
Okay, I'll go first. Alphabetical. Heard. Yeah, so I'm at Lude Lloyd, 2 L's, both Lude and Lloyd, pretty much everywhere. I stream kind of like everything right now. I'm just kind of like bouncing around all these games and whatnot. So I stream that generally on like Fridays, Saturdays when I'm off work, but I will be doing a reverse 1v1 with Vladis on Saturday, which he will probably also add. And then I will also be doing Ashes of the Grey with the Grey Sentinels on that channel on Sunday, talking all about the dev update and all that cool stuff. So that's me. Hope to see you guys there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. And following the alphabetastic order, if you could there, Vladis.
Well, you guys can always find me here at the Golden Tavern on Tavern Talk Times, but also my Vladis Gaming channel on YouTube, on Twitch. I stream pretty chaotically and randomly now, but you always catch me on Fridays at 7 p.m. Central. I do have a special bonus episode of the 1v1 podcast tomorrow with our lovely people here, the Golden Feather. They'll be joining me talking about all of the server meshing technologies. And then Friday I have, yes, at 7 p.m. Central tomorrow. And then Friday at 7 p.m. Central, I will be talking to Richie on my 1v1. And then Saturday, I will be talking with Lloyd on a reverse 1v1. I will not be hosting that. He will be hosting me. And that'll be also a really good conversation. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, and also I'm trying to shout out Vladis, but apparently there's a cooldown. I have to wait 5 more seconds, so give me a second while I wait to shout out Vladis.
You are so impatient. You can't wait 5 more seconds. Jeepers.
Well, it was a minute and a half before you can shout out the next person, and I was like, seriously?
Yeah, we gotta. I'll see if I can set it to exclude mods in there.
So there's Vladis as well. So go check out Lude Lloyd with two L's for Lude and Lloyd. And
that last part killed me. You're like both 2 L's and Lude and also a Lloyd in there. All right.
But no, good times always with Vladis. If you haven't caught any of Vladis's podcasts, like we have our very like community focused podcast, but like Vladis has really nice in-depth conversations, and I mean, it's genuinely a treat to listen to. I actually listen to his podcast and Loreforge podcast on my way to work and my way from work, because I've got an hour and a half drive. So yeah, I really like their content. And then if Jamie's content, Tangents of Creation, if you liked this, but you want something crazier and spicier, go check out them.
They're a riot. They're a riot, no doubt. They're a riot.
Vladis has got that nice soothing voice to listen to, and you're just like, oh, this is chill. And then you turn on Jamie and it's just like, God, I am down for chaos.
Yeah. I mean, it lives up to chaos for sure.
It's true.
But as always, thank you so much for joining us. If you liked this type of content, please consider giving us a like, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Twitch if you want to help support us. We also have memberships open on YouTube now if you would like to support us there. Our Monday Mead Quest is actually available to members only, along with some previews of videos that we're going to be working on. You'll get early access to that before it goes live. But nothing will ever replace the time that you spend with us, interacting with us, and that is the biggest way that you can support us, always.
Yes. Your time is invaluable. You do not get it back after you spend it. You spent it here, so thank you for that. It's greatly appreciated. Just so you know, the tavern does have a no refunds policy on the time you spent, so
Sorry.
We're keeping it. We're keeping it. Either way, you folks have yourselves a great day. Enjoy the rest of your 3rd. No, it's today. Yeah, today. By
Today's the
Eastern
3rd.
time,
At
it
least
is the
Eastern, yep.
3rd. So today, there's gonna be a stream from Ashes, and they're gonna announce all the awesome stuff. I mean, maybe they won't, but maybe they will. Maybe they will. We'll
14
see.
hours from now. 14 hours from now.
We will see you there.
Ish.
Ish. All right. Well, everybody take care, and we will see you on Drew's channel in like 12 and a half seconds.
Yep.
All right. Everybody have yourselves a great night. Bye.
Excited for tomorrow. Bye.